Hi, Trot. We are just setting up final things here. Yeah. Okay. Noom. Noom. Say hello.
Hello?
Hello. You are visible. You are now seen.
Oh, shoot. Hello?
You are being. Let me see. Check in. Do you see this?
Yes.
Do you see this on your screen?
What am I seeing?
Your little small self.
I see myself large?
No, look at the left corner.
Left corner?
Of what I'm streaming to you.
Oh, okay. I see it on the YouTube stream, but not the screen share.
Fuck!
I am here twice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You are
Double
here twice. You are here
Hello.
twice.
Double trouble. Oh,
Double
God.
trouble.
Well, usually when Isla's too much to handle already.
Isla 2.
We see you
Twyla.
3.
Twyla. Twyla, yeah. Twilight.
04.
Wow. I feel like that's like, Dark Isla or something.
Darla.
Twyla.
Yeah, sure.
My evil self.
Yeah, okay, I'll, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send it to you in chat so you can see what the same thing the chat sees. So,
I saw the small
That
Layla,
works.
Theo crying, face
Yeah.
cry.
Crying face cry. Thank you, Vidya. Welcome, Vidya.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm having
What's up?
the other person from Next Stage today. It's like one person from Next Stage per month. Yes, the previous month it was Zuni, and now it's Isla.
You have completed your gacha collection.
I have completed my.
Two Aylas is too much chaos for one stream to handle.
Exactly. So we're gonna start with introduction, and because you're a guest, I'm putting you on the spot.
Hello everyone! My name is Isla Yu from Next Stage First Generation Codex. I'm a beast tamer who likes to sing, dance, draw, gacha, Genshin. I love Genshin. My favorite gacha right now. My very much obsession, and I'm ready to learn about even more gachas for me to get obsessed about. And
Yeah.
definitely not fix my obsession.
Totally not. Yeah. Oh yes. And hi, everybody. I am Theodore Lucas, aka the Observer. I'm the librarian and the leader of the Zenith V's Mansion. I'm a part of Generation Zero, and I am here with my new channel because my old channel had to be put on a permanent pause because of some monetization issues. So now I am trying to grow myself
Hi,
again.
Ayla. Hey, Theo.
So I'm now trying to grow myself again because YouTube does not like Russians.
Oh,
so I'm
boy.
So I'm trying to grow whatever I have right now and get to the point where I can open monetization and finally have my emotes out for you guys and have the memberships and all that fun jazz. Yeah.
You got this.
But yeah, I'm now a senpai.
Let's go.
Now a senpai. Yeah.
Now a senpai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats on all the co-highs.
Yeah, the co-highs are coming out this week, and I'm like so nervous about this whole thing. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's rough. Ganbat Theo folded, hands, pray.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell Isla about 3 of my favorite gachas I have been playing in the last year or so, actually. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes. So.
Acquire some new obsessions.
Yeah. So, to give a little brief history of why I decided to play these games, I was recommended several of them by some people I know, right? And I was like, okay, so where do I start my? I started Zdorika, the first gacha game I'm about to tell about.
Isla's a bit quiet, BTW.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate the knowledge. I am speak. Speak.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're not quiet. Thank you, Teddy.
Yay.
Thank you, Teddy. Appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, I started playing these games because while I was still on Twitch, actually, while I was still twitching, twitching, yeah, let's call it that, twitching. I was twitching. You can find all of the Zdorica content, the first season of Zdorica, mostly in like little bite-sized videos on my channel. From the first season, there's lots of those. Those came from cutting down my Twitch VODs and using those as like small videos, and then I started streaming the end of the first season already on YouTube and continued
It's
it onwards.
fine now. Thumbs up, +1. Thumbs up.
Awesome. But yeah, and the rest of the games I just played out with other people, and I realized that, oh my god, they have amazing stories. And now I'm here because I want more people to play these games, because both 2 of the 3 games I have not seen anyone play.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I could be the second person.
Yeah, Zdorica especially, I have not seen anyone play it. Like, legitimately nobody. Even though they were, this is the game from the same creators as Citus and Demo, nobody knows about this.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to spread the word.
Yeah. So that's why I'm gonna be starting with Zdorica, because unlike Zdorica, Path to Nowhere and Libus Company, it has streamers that play it, right? It has some sort of notoriety. Even some bigger VTubers covered a song from it, actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there was one VTuber who got sponsored to cover a song from it recently during the 1-year anniversary event. I think it was Enna.
I might have heard of that.
I think it was Enna. Enna, yeah, it was Enna. She did the Undefined Red. That's from Path to Nowhere. Yeah. It's like a short 2-minute-ish song.
Know.
Yeah, the more you know. So I'm gonna be starting with Zdorica. First and foremost, I think it's best to explain what Zdorica is about. It has a very unique structure for a gacha, in that you as a main character technically have no influence over anything that happens in the game. So the premise is this: you wake up somewhere, you don't know where, and you have a single person talking to you, the tutorial lady. Let's call her Ray for now, right?
I love the tutorial lady.
Yeah, the tutorial lady. She's kind of cute, and she has like a unique model that is different from. She's not present in the game itself. She's only present in the menu, and she has she has her own story arc to go along as you go through the story. Let me show you the character for. Ray. Yeah, Ray. It's an interesting pronunciation. It's not Ray as R-A-Y. It's Ray as in R-E-I. Let me see. I need to find like a bigger image of her. Yeah, I think this works. Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, found this better. Okay. So there's so little things out there in terms of the Zdorica that you struggle to find like even official art for a character. That's how little it's known.
I hate when you can't find things.
Yeah. Like even when you right now search up Zdorica in Google, you might stumble into my stream or video because of how little it's known. Look at this. This is Ray. This is Ray. I'm gonna show chat as well. Yeah, that's basically why. Okay, picture. There you go.
I would feel a little concerned if I wake up and that's the only person I see. I'm like, did I die?
Yeah, that's basically and she was like, she introduced herself as a watcher. I don't know why it's so big. You know that thing where your image for some reason becomes huge for no reason?
Yeah.
And you have to like go out of your way to get it like smaller. So this is
Yeah.
Ray. This is Ray. I'm gonna show her on the screen. This is nice to meet you, Ray. This is the first person you see. And she explained that you are the Watcher. You are the Watcher. You're a part of the order of people who are bound to read and record events that occur in the Book of Fates, right? And effectively, you are uninvolved. You are observer. You are an observer. You need to observe all the events that happen in the world, and then you need to record them down. That's basically the premise of what your role is in the world. After that, the story separates into currently 4 seasons, and you can play them out of order. There's Sunset, there's Mirage, Eclipse, and Aurora. Sunset takes the place. Another thing about this gacha game is that there's no main character in the story itself. First season follows the story of Angelia, the young princess, sheltered princess of the Sun Kingdom. The story of Mirage follows completely different cast of characters as the premise. But in the
kind of like
yeah,
different worlds, and you just go there to observe.
not different worlds, the same world, but different countries, for example. So there's some
different, like, areas.
different areas of the world, and you get
They
to
each
learn.
have their own complete separate story.
Yeah. Obviously, there's an overarching story, and there's an overarching like premise to it. The world is called Zdorika because the myth of creation of this world is there was once an immortal dragon called Zdorika. The immortal dragon brought on the humanity, and he made them immortal. However, they were completely subservient to him, right? Everything they did was strictly controlled. Everything they did was basically completely and absolutely pinpointed by Zdorika. There was no free will. There was absolutely no. But they were immortal. They weren't sick. They weren't anything. They're basically little puppets, perfect puppets that he controlled. But however, once upon a time there was a warrior named Vendakti that basically decided that humanity needs to decide their own fate. So he rebelled against the Zdorika and cut off the strings that controlled him and some of the more supporters. Obviously, as you would know, some people are perfectly content giving away their will to others. Others, if they can live forever, not get hurt and anything. So they basically decided to fight alongside Zdorika, right? To maintain the control. As the story goes, the Vendakti and his warriors won the war against Zdorika, and Vendakti killed the dragon by piercing his heart with his spear, right? It was a special thing. But the dragon died, and his body turned into the earth beneath people. Basically turned into the planet we are inhabiting right now. And the heart that was separated from the body went aflame and turned into the sun. Yeah, and now humanity, many thousands of years later, humanity has lost their immortality. Humanity, but regained their free will. They are now free to do whatever they wish. Obviously, there's not only humanity. There's also the beastmen, and
Beastman!
yeah, there's beastmen. And there's like half beastmen. It depends really. But there still exists people to this day who wish to return to the times when they were immortal and they were undying and they were perfect in their opinion.
Yeah.
So they basically formed this like shadowy group that wants to resurrect the dragon and return things to how they were way back when. So you already know immediately what is the overarching narrative here, right?
Yeah.
It's the people of today against the mysterious group of people who wish to restore things how they were. That's basically the premise of a lot of the overarching elements of the story. One thing I like is that this story pulls no punches. It pulls absolutely no punches. When something happens, a lot of the victories that you experience in the story, a lot of the stuff, not to spoil anything, but a lot of it is very bittersweet. Like,
Aww.
it's not, we won, bad guys are relinquished, right? The first season is literally about a civil war.
They never.
Yeah.
Just, you won, yippee.
Yeah. It's like the first season is literally about a civil war, and the themes of the first season is basically how far are you willing to go, how far are you willing to let go of your morals, and like of the innocence in order to achieve victory. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it hurts.
yeah. Second season is all about the almost inevitability, like the
Hey Theo.
Hey Nora. But yeah, the tagline of the second season is you'll understand how how tough it is, because it may be a mirage, it may be fake, but it's still hope. That's the tagline of that's the phrase that has been used by one of the more complicated characters in that season. It's very interesting, genuinely. A lot of the storylines that I encountered in that story are very interesting. And to show the humans, I'm gonna show you a few character designs really quickly.
Character.
Yeah, those you are pulling in gachas.
The gacha characters. For the gacha characters.
Speaking of the gacha part, we're speaking about the Zdorika right now. Zdorika. It's actually it's about to celebrate its 6-year anniversary.
6 years.
Yeah, it's been around since 2018, I think. Yeah.
Oh, character designs.
Yep.
That should be
so
enough.
Let me show you the one husbando.
Yeah, show the waifus and husbandos. That's them so important part.
I'm gonna show you 2 husbandos and 2 waifus.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
So
see.
the characters are they like from each of the stories?
Yeah, they are from each of the countries, each of the stories, their race, that they are added depending on...
I tried it a bunch of times, but it never really vibed with me.
It's an amazing story. Like, I think they reworked a lot of the earlier elements in Sunset. And like they lowered the difficulties of the first season, and they kind of like retooled it a bit. Path to Nowhere is coming along. Let's see. Two husbandos.
I'm here to advocate Path to Nowhere supremacy.
Let's do this. Tindoimu, and Tika. Yeah, these 4. So I'm gonna have you show you the headmaster of the Rune Academy.
Ooh, headmaster.
Yeah, and a big general.
Big brain person.
They actually do something I don't think a lot of the gachas do, is that they have a very middle-aged gentleman as a gacha character.
Oh. Yeah, very often they're like the young.
Yeah, Ikemen. We have plenty of Ikemens. Don't worry, don't get me wrong. This is the 4 characters. There you go. And I shall show them on the screen now.
Okay.
This is the splash arts of these characters, which are really good.
Ooh. Which one are we talking about first?
We're gonna start first by talking about Karale. Karale Ceres. He is the headmaster of the magical academy of this world.
Is that the long hair guy?
The long hair, the 4th image. Yeah, the 4th image. Karale Ceres. He is older than he looks, because he allowed himself to retain his youth through the power of magic.
He don't need a dragon.
Yeah.
I'm here to advocate for counter, side Lamau.
But yeah.
He's a good-looking lad.
Yeah.
Good-looking lad.
Yeah, and to explain magic in this world, it's actually very unique because the magic is not directly magic in this world. It's very much artificery. You need there is a soul
Wow,
energy.
he dresses like you.
He kind of does, yeah. He kind of does dress like me, but still. There is a power called rune soul energy. It's kind of like going through everything a little bit. It's like mana, effectively, in a lot of ways. Only humans have it. The beastmen have their own thing. It's a weird thing. It's a weird world building, but it gets explained that they're very unique to each other, and they have very different creation sources, basically. But yeah, the runic. I see the drink. I hear the drink.
I gotta sip to this, man.
Just like,
I didn't think it was gonna be so loud.
I saw you basically like freeze for a second, like oh.
Might be. I'm just as I listen to the stories.
Cola time.
It's cola time.
It's cola. Yippee.
Haha, cola time.
Yippee. Okay. But yes, and the runic magic
Rolling
in that
on the floor, laughing,
to
rolling
have,
on the floor,
a device
laughing, rolling
to channel
on the
your
floor,
ability
laughing.
to control the soul energy. So, in terms of Karle, you can see his device, which is this book. That other lady who's also runic magic, the first image, she uses the staff, right? So that's basically yeah. The magic separates on applied study, on applied magic, and life magic. Life magic deals with more living things. Obviously, it's in the name. And applied deals with more creating unique runic devices that basically are powered by soul energy and can be utilized by anyone. So you'll create this item. Let's say this is an item that basically, okay, let's create a powered drill. You have the guy applied magic create the drill using his techniques, right? And now any normal person could just press the button, and as long as it has some soul energy, you can use the drill like normal, right? That's how they subvert the technology thing, and that's why they have guns, because they have like utilized the soul energy thing. Basically, they're artificery.
I see.
Yeah. Robots also exist in this world. There's a sentient race of robots.
Robots.
Yeah, robots, but they're like yeah, it's cool. It's really interesting. The world, Charlie positions himself in the Runic Academy, which exists in like a big forest between the Kingdom of the Sun and the Eastern Alliance, the country of Beastmen, on the map. It's actually kind of unique because part of the exam to apply to the Runic Academy is to find it.
Oh.
Yeah, because they have like this, it has this illusion that hides it. And the Runic Academy itself, it looks like it's propped up on bunch of floating books. Like it's a castle that is like made out of a bunch of floating books, and there's towers that basically float in the air. It's very magical. It's like very fairy tale-y looking.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm just envisioning like a giant book that's just flying.
Yeah, it's flying. It's lots of flying books. What looks like flying books, like in the air, and they like propping up the castle. And a lot of the you can see a lot of the towers of the Runic Academy is stylized as if it is made out of books as well. This is like.
I wonder what that building could be.
Yeah. It's like really neat.
I wonder what they do there.
Yeah. Let me actually show you. I'm pretty sure I can show it to you too, because there is an image for it.
Ooh, I want to see flying book.
Yeah.
Academy thing.
Flying. It's not frying. Don't worry. It does not fry.
I hope not, because that does seem like it's very flammable.
Yeah, like this is the part. This is the image I can show you. There you go. This is the type of like vibe it has.
Okay.
You see flying books there everywhere. You see like
There
all
are
this.
flying books.
Yeah. Let me show you actually on the screen as well. Like this is the vibe. The very magical, very, as I said, very fairy tale-y, very that kind of like mystical vibe to it. It's hidden.
Yeah.
It's the spires float around. Everything kind of moves. It's powered by magic. You can see it.
Okay.
So this is the headmaster. This is where headmaster Ceres resides. Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay.
Now we go talk about Dylan, the aforementioned
that's
middle-aged man, the third image.
He looks like he could bonk you very,
Yep.
very hard.
And he will bonk you. He is.
Oh, yeah.
He is actually older, pretty old. Let me actually say you exactly how old he is, because unlike many gacha games who say in this indirect amount of age, they actually state how old people are.
They tell you.
Yeah, he is 47 years
Yeah.
old.
47.
Yeah,
He looks good for 47.
he looks very good for 47 because he's a general that is
Yeah.
very active in physical and like physical nature, so it's like keeps himself occupied. He's a big shield wielding guy.
I love the art.
Yeah, the art is really
so
pretty. Very
Looks
very.
like armor's too big for him.
Yeah. Armor fits him, but like obviously it's bulkier than him. Like it's very big.
Yeah.
His main weapon is a shield. He utilizes in-game a lot of the buffing to
Damn,
make
he aged
shields
well.
for characters, because he like can, and he also can his ultimate ability is that he triggers everyone else's ultimate ability. And raises the shield a lot. And his unique gimmick is Zuni in chat
Truly though, very would punch me vibes.
would punch me vibes. Yeah, I agree, Zuni. I agree. But yes,
Yeah.
he
Cue me rolling on the floor, laughing hello.
yeah, he is a general. He is the general of the Sun Infantry. He was the personal friend of Angelia's father, the king, the king, basically, yeah. And they basically fought together in a recent war where Angelia's father unfortunately died.
No.
Yeah. And currently, the situation of at the start of the game in the Sun Kingdom, the start of season 1, is that Angelia is a very sheltered lady who's just turned 19. She lived her entire life in the castle. She has no idea how the outside world works. She basically has this idealistic outlook on life that if we talk it out, everything can be solved. Yeah. And her uncle, Theodore, yes, his name is Theodore. That was very confusing for me.
The alcohol, you're like, me?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, what? Excuse me, hello? But yeah, Theodore.
I'm an uncle? Since when?
The uncle Theodore is the one who's currently king regent, and he's a bit of a hard ass. Like very much mirroring the Angelia's behavior.
Long.
Who's like all sunny and sunshine and kindness. He's very ruthless. He wants to rule with an iron fist, and he wants to make sure. He has
Uncle
sacrifices, and he has sacrifices he's willing to make, a lot. So that's why, but he's not necessarily wrong in a lot of things he does.
Damn,
As later,
Theo talking about Uncle Theo.
as later we discovered. So even the first war, which is basically Angelia, I don't like what you're doing. I want to get my throne back. And Theo's like, no, I will not give you your throne back. You little girl. You don't know what you're doing. You have no fucking clue what you're doing. It's like, I may not know what I'm doing, but I want my throne. And basically, like, what do you do in this situation? Yeah. And this is like a lot of the situation. You'll have to really see what's the obviously, you see who's the superior side here, so that's why Agilia has to let go of a lot of her morals and values and everything in order to win, because she's very, she will be in a very much underwhelming position a lot of the time, right? Obviously, it's a very complicated story, and to tell that here is just like, you just play it. It's fun. Next one is going to be Tinduimu, our heroine of the 3rd season, the Eclipse.
Is it the first or second?
Second.
Image. Second.
Yep. She is the princess of the Bug tribe. There is a Bug tribe. They are modeled after Mongolians. That's why her name is Tinduimu, because it's very very Mongolian-inspired name. The premise of Eclipse is very simple. Eastern Alliance is corrupt as shit.
I know.
Yeah, because it's okay, to explain really quickly Eastern Alliance, imagine every big player in Asia decided to make a country and everyone hates each other.
Wow.
So there's 3 sects. There's Wind sect, there's Mist sect, and there's Water sect. Each of them, respectively, is inspired by a big Asian country. So, for example, Mist sect is Japan. They have the honor, samurai, all that kind of stuff. Control
Blue
of the
butterfly
mist.
lady looking good.
The Water sect is Korea. They have the name. They have the names to go along with it. They have this general vibe of Korea, and the Wind sect is China. They have the inspiration for that, and obviously the you can see by the inspirations that Mongolians are not exactly liked, because they were historically known to fight with all 3 of them. Yeah, they were historically in conflict with all 3 of them, so that was used as the basis of the general political situation between the Bug tribe and the Eastern Alliance. There was a war between them long ago, and as a result of the war, the Bug tribe basically decided to, like, we're gonna capitulate, we're gonna surrender because we can't do it, right? The big war. Hey, Victor.
I make that.
2 of my favorite people. This is so epic.
Yeah. And the princess of the Bug people here,
Hey,
Tinduimu,
Victor.
she was surrendered to the Eastern Alliance as a political hostage.
No.
So that's where it all starts. She lives as a political hostage inside the Eastern Alliance. The theme of that season is a lot of racism.
Ooh.
A lot of racism. The value of war and how far you can go for revenge. The cycle of revenge is studied so brutally honestly. Like, basically, one side, it basically showcases live how one side gets destroyed, they want to take revenge. The other side gets destroyed, then they want to take revenge. The other side, like, it's completely going on and on and on and on.
The war is like the bite of 87.
And it doesn't
Yeah,
stop. And it does not stop, right?
Look, people, please. People, please.
Yeah, people are weird. People are very very hard to deal with, and there's a lot of situations in that, just as it is in a lot of the Asian dramas, actually, everyone betrays each other.
Can't have Asian and country conflict without racism.
Yeah, everyone betrays each other.
Oh, it just is adorable.
Yeah, everyone is out to their own for their own gain. Everyone betrays each other. Even Tinduimu is pushed to, like, extreme to several points in several points in time. Like, it's a mess. This entire story is a mess. That is when me and my friend Asherol, we play it together. It's very draining to play like these stories, right? Because it's so
Take a break.
yeah, it's so thought-provoking and so complicated that you can't just go, oh, these are the bad guys. Oh, these are the bad guys. No, it's not really. Not really. Like, you look at all of them.
Black and white.
This
There's
is
a
your
lot of
fault.
things to think about.
Yeah, like, this is what happened here is your fault, but I cannot, like, say you're an evil person in this situation. Or this situation is bad, but I cannot say you're evil. Or this situation is good, but I do not say that you did it for right reasons. Right? It's just like...
You understand where they're coming from, but you don't agree with the way they're going about it.
Yeah. A lot of that
thing.
situation. There's few characters who do things out of spite. Obviously. There is always people who do things out of spite. There are always people who do things out of spite. But even then...
always some.
But even then, you can understand why they are doing this out of spite.
Yeah.
Like, there's no situation where there's like big evil person who's just big and evil for the sake of being big and evil. Like, there's none of that.
Oh, that's rough. Like, sometimes you just want, like, oh, wait, there's this evil person. Like, we can all agree to dislike this evil person. But when it's not there, it's like, hey, now to think.
Yeah,
You're gonna make me think?
Yeah, it's very obvious. It's very non-obvious who's like the bad guy in the season.
Yeah, it's like, where do you end up standing in all of that?
Yeah. Like, what do you think about this? Is this tradition good? Is these people who try to fight against the tradition but still like follow the rules? Are they good? Like, what do we do here? Right? How do you subvert the rules? Do you go against the law? Do you try to like purge everything? Do you try to burn it down? Do you try to like reestablish it? Do you try to fix it? How do you go about it? Right? It's such a deep issue.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why season 3 so far is my favorite. I haven't played season 4 yet because we're finishing season 3. But season 3 is my favorite so far because of how complicated and complex issues are. And season 2 is actually the season where that's the season with the obvious bad guy. He's a snake priest.
Snake priest.
Snake man priest. And his name is, I'm not even kidding, Devious. Devious.
Nice.
His name is Devious. Like, I feel like they took the word subtle and just stabbed it several times.
I was born for this.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry, James, man.
Yeah, and this is...
I gotta roll with it now.
Yeah, this is Tika. The first image. The last image that you basically haven't seen. She is one of the actually big characters, big overarching characters. Tika. She is a student of the Rune Academy, a prodigy student of the Rune Academy, that constantly does shit for Charlie. Like, constantly goes around on assignments because she does not want to study and she would rather do practical lessons. Yeah, and she's basically... the last time Tika was like, I don't want to go another assignment. And Carly was like, hands on table. Would you like to do homework? I'm going, sir. I'm going right away, sir.
Give me a break. I don't want to do work.
Yeah.
Work today.
Yeah, like, would you like to catch up on all of your homework you missed because you didn't want to do it?
No.
Like, no. I'm gonna run now. Thank you, headmaster. I'm gonna head out.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm on my way. She is a bundle of sunshine. Like, genuinely, she's one of the most positive characters. She's basically she has a very indestructible positive drive. She's very energetic, and she's one of the 3 first characters you meet in the story, actually. She is there in the prologue, and she sets up a very, it seems like nothing important is happening in the prologue, but then it returns back later to be like semi-important because people know each other. Some people know each other at some point, and that's what helps the situation a lot. Which is, I really like how they always have those situations that seem insignificant, but then grow into something else that becomes very significant.
Yeah, it's like initially you don't think about being a thing.
Yeah, and then,
like, oh dear.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna be showing you the other 2 of the first characters you get introduced to in the entire world. Naya and Pang. Also, this will be the first sighting of a Beastman.
Beastman!
Yeah, Beastman!
Beastman!
Yeah. Where's Naya? Naya.
The artworks are really, really pretty.
The artwork is really pretty, yeah.
It's very, like, paintery
Yeah,
semi-realistic.
yeah,
But
yeah.
still like very anime at the same time.
Yeah, the general outlook of the art during like the cutscenes, they're like somewhat a little chibi-fied, but they're not like super chibi, right? There's very it's very stylized. That's what it is. It's very stylized, but they have very highly produced moving cutscenes. Yeah, and they like actually fight each other on screen. There's like throwing punches and the enemies
let's
appear
go.
and everything, and it's really cool. So these are the first two characters you experience.
That's a beast man.
That's a beast man.
That's a beast man.
Yeah,
That's a whole lot of man, as Jingy would say it.
that's Pang. He is a former. He is a member of the Tiger tribe of the Wind sect, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're from the Wind sect, I think. And he is an exile. That's why he is outside of the Eastern Alliance. Because in the season 1, he is there to find, along with his friend Poogie, a little bird thing that is the comedic relief. And he is basically he's a very humble dude, actually.
Hello, Pang.
The way he refers to himself is like your humble servant is very sorry. Don't be intimidated. I'm like very 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 chill dude. He is very indecisive. His kindness is you know how there's usually people who utilize the character trait of like he's too kind, but like as like weakness. This is very used. This is very much used as the.
He looks awesome.
Yeah, he looks awesome. This is very much used in the correct way, in that he is so kind that he's indecisive. Like when he is placed against the choice between, for example, his country, right, or his tribe, or his best friend, he does not know what to do, so he doesn't do anything.
Buddy, I get it though.
Yeah, like,
I get it though.
and that cost him everything.
Oh no.
Yeah, he lost his best friend, he lost his tribe's love, he lost everything, so he's like cast out now.
Oh, no.
And he's trying to find himself, he's trying to...
Both.
Yeah, he couldn't choose which one, so he lost both.
Oh buddy.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's very much how this sort of backstory incorporates this thing. Obviously, he is very lost what to do. He's very lost what to do, so he's kind of traveling towards the...
He locks up and freezes.
Yeah, he locks up and freezes effectively, and just like, and he still regrets it. He still regrets not knowing what to do. It's like this haunts him, obviously, that he lost both.
Yeah. But like, what would you do in this situation?
Yeah, what would you do in this situation? Would you choose your friend? Will you choose a tribe which you feel obligated to, where everything you ever know is, or will you choose the friend who like wants to rebuild the system and everyone hates him for it? Like which one would you do, right? You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know if you wouldn't.
It's an unfair choice too.
Yeah, it's absolutely unfair. So, and it's a choice he couldn't make.
Yeah.
So he paid the price for it.
Yeah.
And so he travels to the Maple Lake, a little quiet place where an old martial arts master supposedly lives that he wants to study under, right? So that's why he encountered Tika and Naya. Naya is an old friend of Angelia. She was basically like, you know, the situation where you have a guard for a princess across her entire life, effectively, and they sort of inadvertently become best friends because of it. That's basically what happened with Naya. She was a guard, she was around princess, they vibed a lot, they chatted a lot. She's a very, very great archer, and she was stationed as like the patrol member of the people around the place. And that's how she encountered Tika and Pang, and they basically went through a little adventure together where they needed to do Charles, where they basically helped Tika
The
do her
painful
assignments.
truth that sometimes not choosing is the worst option.
Exactly, the painful option that sometimes not choosing is the worst option you can take. Even though it's really hard to choose, sometimes you really have to. and he illustrates that very well. And that's a character flaw that haunts him for a long time. He is, again, another one of the recurring characters. In season 1, he is there a lot. In season 2, he's pretty much there a lot as well, but not as much as season 1, right? And then season 3, he has the most appearances overall because it's about his country, and obviously this deals with with the source of his own problems, which is the conflict between the Tiger tribe and and his friend. Like, a lot of the stuff remains from that, and he has to deal with it directly. Yeah. Tika also is there. Tika.
This is why centrists and fence sitters are so hated.
Yeah, Tika is there on season 1 as like a reoccurring character. Season 2, she's also kind of reoccurring, but not as much. Season 3, she's pretty much one of the main ones, ish, like one of the side main characters. Like, there's a lot of moving casts in those seasons. Like, you constantly shift perspectives, you constantly go into other parts of the storyline, constantly shifting, like, what happens here, what happens there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for example, between just the transition, how it happens. So chapter 3-ish tells about how chapter 5 tells about how tells the perspective of Angelia during certain events. But then something happens, and Angelia and several people have to travel towards a distant location for a week. And so while that happens, we go to another place where something happens there, right? So it's constantly moving, constantly snappy. You constantly change perspectives, constantly see different events happening live, different important events that the book of bequeathers, that's how it's called, that the book of bequeather has to record, and you have to oversee, right? So it's not staying in one place.
It's basically your role to observe
Yeah.
everything that's going on,
Yeah.
all sides and things and stuff.
Music is amazing. They have animated trailers for a lot of stuff. Obviously, because the game is made by the company who produced one of the most popular rhythm games on the market, which is Demo and Citus. The music is good.
It gotta be good.
Yeah, because
Good
they made
stuff.
rhythm games before. I think they're good on music part.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, one very unique character design. They're very unique on characters because they have this. Where is it? Huan Yun. Okay, found it. He is a beastman. However, he is in a wheelchair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of Gacha, Ayla.
Yeah.
There's no way out, so you will be in there for a while. Popcorn yellow striped smile.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Cool.
Yeah. Obviously, he's a very jolly guy, right? He's a very jolly guy. It's like every time someone has to go somewhere, it's just like, excuse me, I'm a little slow here. Excuse me. A little help here. I remember there was a moment in the show there was stairs, and he just kind of looked at it and go.
Oh no!
Hello, Pachibatalia.
Yeah.
Genshin and Stay Rail already got her bad grinning,
Yeah.
squinting, face, laughing, satisfied.
Yeah, it's just like he is very unique. He's a very interesting character. He's one of the most devoted allies of Chidoimu, because he basically pokes her out of her introverted shell. He's very mistrustful, very jaded, very and he's like the positive influence here, or he's trying to be.
Oh no, XDRIP.
Yeah, and he controls wind. He's a member of the Killing tribe. Basically, each head of the East Alliance has a tribe that is not normal animal. They are the mythical creature. Yeah, so Wind Sect is Kirin. The Mist Sect are Komainu. The yokai Komainu. and the water sect. I don't remember which is water sect, but some water dragon from the Korean mythos as well. Which makes them very much stand out because they have the unique powers. They have unique powers, unlike normal animals. Like, I'm just strong, I have claws, I can control wind. No, that's a very different thing, you know? Very different thing, you know? Another very unique aspect about the tribes of beastmen, there exists a tribe there, a jellyfish tribe.
Jellyfish!
A jellyfish tribe. This is one of the one of the characters I show to people to showcase how unique this game is in terms of like ideas, because I haven't seen that done before.
Yeah,
A beast.
I'm not visualizing a jellyfish character.
Yeah, let me show you. I'm showing you right now. This is Liwa.
Whoa.
This is Liwa. She's a jellyfish.
Oh, that's cute.
And the main factor about this is that she's an eternal jellyfish, specifically. You know those specific jellyfishes that have that thing, is that when they die, they basically reset?
I did not know that.
There is a jellyfish species that is immortal because when they die of old age or just in general, they just reset and start over. Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, and
Wish I
so
could do that.
yeah, and so she is a member of that thing. So that's why when she grows old, she dies and then gets restarted as a child.
Dang. It's like, okay.
So that's why she is already hundreds of years old, and that's why she also has a different form.
Dang.
Yeah. Let me actually show you a different form.
Yes, the immortal jellyfish.
Yeah, the immortal jellyfish. It exists. This is her in her adult form, which is Liwa 2. You'll see why I'm saying the because excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh.
Ma'am. Excuse me. Ma'am.
Yo.
Zuni, this is for you if you're still here.
Yeah. I feel like this would be in the Junie waifu list.
Zuni, this one is for you. This one is for you, Zuni. This is from bro to bro, from bro to bro. But yeah, this is Liwa when she is in her adult form. Obviously, as you can see, there's more to her than just like the cap. The hands specifically are very themed after.
I'm working.
He's working.
Not working anymore.
I don't have time for smoker jellyfish.
He doesn't have time for smoker jellyfish.
You make time.
You make time, yeah. Or she makes you time.
Yeah. That wasn't that is true.
That is true.
That wasn't a no.
Exactly. That wasn't a no. But yeah, this is very unique because she acts like a older lady because she is already more than 100 years old, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theo's model can blush. I accidentally triggered my blush, but it was topical because I'm, ma'am? Ma'am?
Theo's model can blush. Interesting.
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe I'm not exactly aware of how...
I thought the immortal jellyfish basically reverted back and aged backward to reset instead of dying and starting over again. I'm confused.
Yeah, you're right. They just basically revert back and age backwards until they start over again. And they basically go up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, forever.
Like reach a point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go backwards now. I'm like, whee.
Yeah, and it's like chibi la. I'm chibi la now.
Chibi-la. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I don't want to be old. I want to be
All
Chibila.
that wisdom.
Yeah.
Use all that wisdom from your first life and use it for your second life.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically how it functions. And
Okay, then I'm not going crazy XD.
Okay, let's see.
That's some nice art.
But yeah, it's really cool that they implement these kind of like things to it. Obviously, others showcase different temperaments that is usually associated with different kind of animals. Bulls are very straightforward, very straightforward. Tigers, very aggressive. Less aggressive species often have meeker attitudes, etc., etc., etc. Right? One thing I have to note is that if you look at the gacha characters, you usually say, okay, these are the characters that are safe within the story. Nope. There are several characters in this in the gacha pool that are already dead, and or die during the story.
Dang!
Yep. So if you see a character and be able to pull for them, it doesn't mean shit.
They could still die.
Yeah, there's no plot armor.
Fascinating. Yeah, usually I feel like the characters that you pull, they will be around.
Yep, there's no plot armor to speak of, which is why I'm like very tense. It maintains that tension because despite the big cast, you know some of these characters will not be making it at some point, right?
your wife who perishes.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of obviously they are not murder happy with characters. Obviously, they want their characters to be like big and important. But if the story comes to a point where the death of a character is inevitable, yeah, they're not gonna invent a crazy bullshit reason for why the character won't die. Is what I'm saying. If there does happen a situation in which a character gets saved somehow, right? It is done with very specific reason.
It has to make sense.
Yeah, it has to make sense within the character motivations and shit, right? So, that's basically what I have to say about Gacha, without spoiling. But that's about Storika without spoiling. What do you think?
I'm interested. It seems really cool. Yeah, I like those like kind of deep stories.
Yeah.
Especially ones that like really make you think and stuff. And it seems there's like a pretty wide variety of like story.
I would recommend personally.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I would recommend personally start from the first season and advance to season 4, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that's basically the best way to go about it. Season 5 should be coming out soon-ish. So if there is any time to catch up, I would say it'd be around that. Yeah.
It's always time.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you want to catch up eventually at some point, you can, right? It's really fun. I would say the story, it takes a long time to play through. Like, it's such a story-rich game. There is some levels. There's 2 battles.
2 battles.
Yeah.
Rest story. So, for battles, is it like you have to battle?
It's also made with the match colors archetype of play. You have 3 positions, right? You have gold position, which are the frontliners, the buffers, the tanks, etc. You have the black position, which are the middle damage dealers. They do damage. They do damage. And then there's the white position, which is usually buffers, healers, supports, etc., etc., etc. Each of those positions gets jewels on the screen. There's like on the lower side of the screen, there's jewels. And to activate the ability, you can either press 1 jewel of the color, corresponding color, 2 or 4. And that's how it works. 4 is the ultimate, 2 is like the middle ground ability, 1 is the like just poke, either a small buff, small poke, small-ish, stuff like that, small attack, right? Usually there is also the advisor character you can pick up from the other characters, which gives either a buff or an activated ability from once in a while. And most of the battles that happen in the game, they are set in a way to be like a puzzle. You need to understand how exactly in what way to attack an enemy to push through. Another feature of Zdoreka, which is really interesting, I don't really know why they made that choice, is that past season 1, season 1 specifically, there's stages called battle, right? Where you just pick up characters from your roster and you go battle, right? It's just, back then they wanted to pad out time, effectively, of the chapters to increase retention and shit. And then what happened is there's story stages. Those story stages are you have no control over your party. They just give you the characters.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they just give you the characters. For example, if a story stage involves, let's say, Angelia, Naya, and Pang, right? They will just give you Angelia, Naya, and Pang. They are locked in.
It's like, I think these are the characters you have for this.
Yeah. So that allows them to build very specific puzzles in later stages, in later difficulties, especially season 1 when difficulty spikes a little bit. It allows them to build very specific puzzles that allow to be solved using those characters if you know what to do, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to differentiate your playstyle. You can't just choose, these are my most overpowered team. I will use my most overpowered team to blast through the content. They do not allow it.
This is my team, and you're gonna deal with it.
Yeah. Season 2 gets rid of battle stages entirely. So from season 2 onwards, your gacha pulls are irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So every single chapter you play from season 2 onwards are played from the people, from the characters they give you.
Interesting.
It's
kind of interesting setup, because you'd think they would want you to keep pulling the gacha. But is it just to kind of have them?
You have a lot of the end game stuff, events, and a lot of the ranking system battles and the world exploration. There's a lot of systems here that allow you to bypass a lot of the resource farming you need, right? And upgrading your characters allows you to experience their personal character episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So basically, each of them have a.
Oh, that's good. Can just enjoy the story.
Like these are
I do like that though,
Yeah.
because you can just kind of like enjoy the story without feeling the need to have all these characters.
And you get to try all of the story important characters, because every single one of them, even like NPCs, there can be NPCs that are non-gacha that are given movesets, to give you to play for a level or 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like you get to try out all the characters. And
Yeah, in a way.
if there's one you like, then you will pull for them.
Yeah, effectively. They constantly give you more stuff to pull from, right? I'm free to play, and I have most of the characters already, honestly.
Nice.
And I also have most of them leveled up to SSR. Because in this game, you level up your character with SSR.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not like you pull rarities?
You pull, and you can pull in SSR, but you can pull a character, say Karale, in SR state, like the lowest state. Each character has an art for each stage. Yeah.
So you can basically upgrade them.
Yeah, for example, let me show you, which one would you like out of all the characters, so I show you the lower stage. butterfly. Okay. Yep. Tindo Emu. Let's see. Actually, I opened her first. Okay, so this is her R stage. I'm gonna show you both arts real quickly here.
Okay.
The R, there's not much difference between R and SR, mostly just effects and additional clothing, right? But then they like bloom on SSR. Okay, let me see. SR, there you go. So this the first image, it will be R, and the first image will be SR. I will show it once I link it to you as well. So yeah, this is SR. This is gonna be R. So this is how it functions. Let me make them visible. So this is how it functions. You have the R and SR.
Sorry, I need to take my leave. Enjoy the chat, Theo and Ayla. Have fun, chat.
Thank you. Well, thank you for vibing around Vidya. But yeah, bye Vidya. But yeah, as you can see here, each character has their own unique vibe. Each own unique art associated with each stage, and you slowly progress as you go. You can collect materials and collect character stones that allow you to further increase their rarity, effectively. That's how it. Yeah, you don't need to pay a single dime if you want. Yeah. You don't need to pay a single dime. Every single thing of thing of those is farmable within game. You can get up to like 5 to 6 character stones per level on later stages of resource farm. So you focus on, so say there's like daily occurrence. It's called a Soul Stones farm stage, where you go in, you select a character you want to get stones for.
I like not paying.
Yeah, and then you basically farm a little bit. You vanished. You disappeared.
I like not paying. Please, my wallet's sad.
You disappeared. Okay, let me see. Did you
Uh-oh. Did I disconnect?
My connection, for some reason there is no connection to servers. Okay, yeah, for some reason the Steam decided to fuck off for a second.
Yeah, Discord made you a robot for a second.
Frick. Okay, let's host again.
Uh-oh.
You shall be back. It's fine though. You shall be back very soon, because it's like I don't know why Discord sometimes it's not even Discord, like Steam occasionally decides to just do a blip.
It's like, what if you were not here anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks.
Quality streamer, you know.
Quality stream moment, yeah.
Just a regular streamer activity.
Yeah, quality streamer moment. It's just like it's just yeah, normal streamer situation.
What's the stream without a little bit of stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is. Who knows? I certainly don't. We back. We so back. Yeah, we're back. Sorry, my stream decided to not be healthy for some reason. It happens. The blips of the internet occur all the time. Yeah, the blips of the internet occur all the time. It's fine. You will. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yippee!
Yippee! Okay, sorry guys. I exist again. And we exist again. Yeah.
have returned.
I love how the moment you said you spoken about the fact that you don't like paying, the game was like, I see it.
Like, okay, like, never mind. Goodbye then.
Goodbye then.
We want your money.
Yeah, exactly. Goodbye then. Silly VTuber. Silly VTuber. Don't even want pain.
You want to not pay? Well, take that.
Take that. Disconnects your internet.
Poor. I promise I pay for my Wi-Fi.
Disconnects your internet.
Your free trial Steam has ended.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Basically that. Oh my god. It'd be like that sometimes.
It do be.
It do be.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, my connection is back. It's good. Everything is good. Yeah. Yay! Okay, let's continue.
Yay.
But yeah, what would you play? Would you play the game?
I think I would.
Nice.
It seems interesting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a PC port yet. Both it and Path to Nowhere does not have a PC port, but I will hook you up with a program that runs it very well.
Oh, I see.
On PC. Yeah, it functions very well.
That'll be a problem because
Yeah.
my phone has no storage.
Yeah, I will hook you up with a program that works very well with this program. And Libus Company is a PC game. It's literally on Steam for free. So yeah, that one is not a problem.
I love when they Steam.
Yeah, I love when they Steam as well. But yeah.
Even though Steam doesn't like to Steam sometimes, apparently.
Apparently, yes. Yeah, that's basically the very short and sweet description I have of Zdorika and what it presents itself as. Ass. Booty. I mean, there's literally swimsuit versions of the characters. There's plenty of booty to go around.
Of course there is.
Plenty.
Of course.
Plenty.
That's how they get the interest, you know.
Yeah. There's actually, let me show you one. Yeah, well, I shall show you. There's Yamitsuki character. She's like a rogue. Yeah. And this is her swimsuit version, which is yummy. Yummy. Very yummy.
That's how you get them. That's how you get them.
Yeah, it's very delicioso. Let me show you. Let me show you, chat. Delicious. Good food.
The good stuff.
The good food. Look at this good food. I present to you the good food.
Playing that gacha game for the waifus.
Yeah. The plot. All the plot.
Yeah, the plot.
The plot. All the plot. And the waifu. Yeah, of course. Of course. This is for you though. This is for you. For you, chat. Observe.
Oh, chat.
Observe. Yeah. Observe, chat. Yeah.
Flushed face.
Exactly. This is the yeah. I think they also have a token femboy.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do.
Gotta appeal to all.
Yeah, obviously. It's not only a token femboy, it's a token fox boy femboy.
A fox boy?
A fox boy. He's a little shit, but he's cool.
They have to be.
Yeah, true. You know, it's fair.
Boys gotta be a little shit.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair. But yeah, that's basically what I had to say about the Zdorika game. I'm very passionate about the storyline in that one, and I'm very excited to see people play it because nobody plays it. I've been trying to get someone to play it, but nobody plays it.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if I can check it out.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. The voice acting is in Japanese, and they have a very, how do I say it? They have the type of voice acting where it's just like there's voice lines, but it's not fully voiced. Like you can
They have, like,
you can
character dogs.
yeah, you can get like general sound of how characters sound.
Yeah, it's like, huh.
Yeah, and then yeah, something like that. Yeah, and they have voice actors. They hired for it. They have voice lines for Ascension, voice lines for other stuff. But in the story, it's such a big amount of storyline. Obviously.
Yeah, you'd be busy.
Yeah,
That'd be a lot of
Yeah.
funding to get that all voiced.
And honestly, sometimes an Eclipse it takes it takes us like 4 hours to pass 2 chapters.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just like I'm reading.
Oh, yeah, from reading, and there's
can't
like
read.
all the storylines and everything. It's like very expressive and expansive, and very absorbing.
Definitely be a game I would not play on stream then.
Yeah.
I have this thing where if there's unvoiced stories, I will do the voice acting.
Yeah. I good luck for your voice.
Yeah.
Good luck for your voice.
Every time I play an unvoiced story in Genshin, I'm like, I'm dying. I can't read anymore. I'm so tired.
Good luck.
And they're probably not nearly that long.
There's good ways to pause between stuff. So it's not like if you want to. It's not like you are required to pass 1 chapter per 2 chapters per stream, like I am setting myself to. Like I can read. I like to read. I don't mind. Plus I have someone else to read like the female vocals. Right? I'm not like the
okay,
only
yeah,
one
that
reading.
makes it easier.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing all the voices.
Exactly.
I'm like,
So.
okay, now I'm the man. And now I'm like, keep going, girl.
So basically,
my voice is like.
I would not be surprised if you played like 1 chapter per stream or something, basically, and just slowly caught up.
Like that.
Yeah, and slowly caught up.
Very fun.
It allows to do just that. Yeah. So. If you do end up playing it, I look forward to it. But the second one will be probably more appetizing to you in terms of playing through. Path to Nowhere.
Yay!
Path to Nowhere. The storyline. Path to Nowhere is also the game that made me cry repeatedly.
Sounds like it's gonna be a good one then.
Yeah, the music is amazing. The art is, let me just show you. I'm just gonna show you one single CG right now, first to get an appetizer.
Get an overall look.
Yeah. This is the type of CG you are expected to see, like casually.
Ooh, more pretty art.
Yeah, very pretty art.
Pretty art.
Yeah, pretty art. Let me actually show this on screen as well. The type of path art you are expected to see. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at it. Just observe. This is like the stuff you get to see in this game. The detail, the art, the expression, everything. The music plays. They have if I go to Spotify, they have original art, original music for each chapter. They currently have chapter 1 Syndicate, 18 original songs. Chapter 2 Mania, 14 original songs. Chapter 3 Legion, 10 original songs. Chapter 4 Carnival, 10 original songs. Each event has its own soundtrack.
Interesting. I always love listening to game soundtracks. So.
Yeah. Voiced music, non-voiced music. Even Prologue has 13 music tracks.
That's a lot of music.
Yeah. Each event has like a lot of music that fits into their own stuff. Like Beyond Discard's event, 16 songs. Each chapter has like lots of new stuff. Insatiable Fiesta also events, 8 songs original, 9 songs, etc. Right? And they're all all uniquely produced to fit the mood of the chapter they are presented in, or the event they are presented in. There's currently 13 chapters out in terms of storyline, and several events that have been coming and going. In terms of like what additional stories that allow you to. How they're positioned is a lot of these events happen within the storyline between chapter 8 and 9. That's how they're positioned. and there's constantly mentions of the fact that it takes after chapter 8 because a certain specific change in leadership happens around chapter 8 of your character, and after that those events that happen, and there's a big gap in time between chapter 8 and 9, like basically half a year of in-game story time that happens between that and there. So that's why it's just like it's implied a lot of the time that these stories take place between chapter 8 and 9. They just recently finished season 1 of the story, the Syndicate storyline, which is the first 13 chapters. You play as the chief, the newly awakened and newly restored chief of the MBCC, an organization that controls the special talented people, captures basically special talented people called sinners, effectively. And they are, their abilities are very unique in this game because they have a thing called mania. It's kind of a sickness, plague. I'm not sure exactly what mania is per se, but it's a thing. And the mania is kind of like a zombie virus. However, unlike the zombie virus, it attacks not the body of a host, it attacks their mind.
Oh.
So this is a zombie virus that uses your trauma, your deepest fears, and everything to slowly corrupt you.
That sounds fun.
So each of the characters who have abilities, they are a part of a single percent that have a little something in them. Something that we don't know exactly why it happens, even at this point of the story, but the people who are somehow
makes sense
resistant to it, they turn into sinners instead of corruptors, which are monsters, right? Normal people turn to monsters when they are afflicted by mania. However, sinners, people who turn into sinners, have something special about them, and that basically transforms their deepest wishes and desires into an innate ability. So, for example, a lady who wants to make movies, right, and is in the art block, for example, she gains the ability to manifest her fantasy into reality. Or a lady who has a fascination with the art revolving around fear, she can bring the worst fears out of all the people around her.
Ooh.
So stuff like that.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Understand the premise.
The premise of the game itself takes place in this city. City of Dis, effectively. D-I-S, Dis. What happened prior to the game's event is that it's currently year 112 at the start of the game from the Nightfall catastrophe, in which a huge-ass comet came from somewhere. Nobody knows where. It's kind of like a weird situation in which the comet just kind of spawned somehow.
It just happens sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and rammed into the Earth. It was basically our Earth, effectively. There was America, there was every other people. It was our world. However, after the nightfall, after the catastrophe, obviously when a comet hits the ground, it creates a big boom.
Typically, it doesn't just, you know.
Yeah.
Disappear.
And
it does a little bit of damage.
Just a little bit, yeah. Obviously, the world is in disarray. Not only that, but this comet also brought mania with itself. Effectively, that's what we know, at least. And the corrupted
sniped by comet.
Yeah, sniped by comet. And the corrupted area around the crater of the comet was basically completely twisted up. You see, the thing is, when there's too much mania in one place, it physically affects the world around it. So the more mania it is, the less it makes sense. So the more mania it is, the less the less time matters, the less reality matters, the less distance matters. Like all of this becomes meaningless.
It's like distortion.
Yeah, distorted reality, very much distorted reality. Yeah. So the space around the comet, this sea, as it was called, basically this big sea of mania, it became distorted, right, and became like very convoluted, and the world tried to recover itself, but obviously more wars for resources, more stuff happening, yada yada yada. World kind of fell apart, and the genius scientists that decided to study the effect of mania and the DC, they built a small settlement around the DC. And a guy named Kalan basically ventured inside this place alongside a big expedition and brought back a resource that can combat mania. Called, basically called hypercubes. Those little cubes of blue energy. That became the currency effectively in the world. And so, because of the mining of the hypercubes within the DC, this little settlement turned into the giant megapolis that is basically became the center of the world. Because this is the place where hypercubes are produced.
One place where you can fight it.
Yeah, so it became the center of the world. It became huge, prosperous. People from all over the world flocked towards it because it's the only place of civilization that was back then. Mm-hmm. And then the world, the city grew into a very interesting city-state because no country remained outside. No country remained. It became city-states at this point. Because no real reason to have more than one city in a country when everything else is crushing around you.
Everything is distorted.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Destroyed and half, yeah.
Doesn't make sense. So, city-state of this is like that. And city-state currently, by the start of the game, it's separated into two big segments. There's the new city. In the English localization, it's called East Side, right? But in the Japanese localization, it's called New City. It's the current prosperous part of the city. It's the rich cyberpunk area.
Okay.
Corporations work there, all manners of neon lights, all manners of like prosthetics and shit. The rich part. And then there is the syndicate, which for reasons became utterly fucked. So fucked, in fact, that people in the administration of the city went, we're not dealing with that.
Did you mention the absolute chads that are the FAQ?
I will mention them in a moment. But yeah, the people in the administration went, you know what, fuck it. You administer yourself, guys. You do you. So Syndicate basically became independent shithole full of gangs.
It's like, be free.
Yeah, crime, gangs, all of it basically prospers there. All manners of illegal businesses work there. No rules apply. The sheriffs that work there cannot intervene because they are obligated to just hold the line, so the gangs don't try to infect the east side, and they just keep the syndicate. So basically, it's an abandoned no man's land there.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's how it functions there. Outside of that, I would say, again, you are the chief. You are the only one who can control the sinners. And obviously, the sinners themselves are not exactly sunshine and rainbows. Because obviously, when you are someone who were given the power through your worst trauma, for example, you're not exactly going to be the most cooperative person on earth.
No.
Yeah, like they're all criminals in some way. Like all of them are. Like that's how people catch to the sinners. People don't like sinners, obviously, because there's a rumor that sinners spread mania, which is not true, but it's a rumor. And you know how people are. They don't want to take chances. So obviously sinners are despised. Yeah. Discriminated against, despised, etc., etc.
Because and like in a way they have the mania. So
they have the mania, yeah. And if they overuse their powers, yeah. And if they overuse the powers, they still can go to a point where they still turn into a monster. They're not immune to it.
Yeah, they go too insane.
Yeah, effectively. So there's various sinners all over the place, for obvious reasons, because they want to attract the community and they want to attract the people. There's overwhelming amount of female sinners available. However, this game also does a thing that they make you, the character, also really handsome.
Oh, let's go!
Let me show you some arts. of the chief, which is like the character you play as. The chief is a kind of like an established character. You can show personality in different ways, but ultimately it's kind of like a bit of an established character. So, normal. This is the normal outfit. And this is some of the skins you are able to get through events and shit. Behold.
Okay, you are attractive.
Yeah, it's the male chief. However, there is also the female chief you can choose.
I like the suit one. It's very nice. The swimsuit one though.
Yeah. I'm gonna show both, don't worry about it.
Dang, that's a nice looking man.
The lady.
The fancy thing.
Yeah. The feet. Okay, let me show both of them side by side on screen. So you guys, for you guys to see and observe. This one is. This is the male chief on screen. This is the casual outfit. This is usually what you see outside of the outfits, outside of the event outfits. This is what you usually see from the male chief, and this is what you usually see from the female chief. They don't exactly align, actually, in terms of like height and the frame. They have their own like unique features to them, and also the game does a really cute thing in that they release versions of the trailers with both.
Nice. I like that. It's like sometimes they just show there's like the canon main character.
Yeah.
It's always one or the other.
Yeah.
They always show it with Mr. One, but then you play as the other. You're like, where's mine?
Yeah.
Where is mine?
So there's versions of new chapter trailers with both of them. So like there's one version with the male chief, one version with the female chief, and I think chapter 13 kind of differentiates between the two. So it's basically like switches like both female and male. So it's kind of like very, very thematic. I like both of their designs, obviously. Now, as Jack mentioned, there's an organization in the city called FAC. They are very much people who are there to deal with the worst shit possible. Like they are there to deal with the worst events in the city. They are basically the army. And they are there to deal with the mania. And they are an army of a bunch of normal-ass humans. They're not sinners. They're normal-ass humans.
Okay.
Who are obviously forced to deal with like really supernatural threats. They have very high technology armor, very high technology weapons. They obviously possess their own ways to fight mania. However, you know what the way they chose to fight the mania? They have the training. Is that they are able to completely shut down their emotions.
Makes sense. I feel like you're gonna need to do that.
Because you need to do that.
Find something that makes you go insane.
Yeah, it's the absolute rationality.
Except for that one fact soldier.
Yeah. You need to obtain the absolute rationality in order to fight with the threat that targets your mind. So, yeah, they're really cool. FAC, if I remember correctly, is the organization that your character is a part of at the start of the game. The MBCC is kind of a part of the FAC overall. MBCC itself is kind of a secret. But yeah. The art and the game, I can't really say much outside of it, except the gameplay. The gameplay is similar to... Have you seen Arknights?
I have not.
Okay. Gameplay is... Effectively, you have very unique maps. They have very various maps they make, and you have the play field, right?
Okay.
And enemies spawn in certain points where you can see on the playfield. You can like check from where they spawn and what their path will be on the field. and you have an ability to spawn 6 characters on the field from your roster, and you place them on various points of the field. Some of them are ranged, some of them are melee, obviously, and they have their own passives, their own like buffs, whatever. And your goal here is to have characters kill everyone until they reach the chief on the field. So if they reach a chief on the field, it gives the chief 1 damage. You are given a certain amount of health per level, and if enough characters reach the chief, game over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like tower defense. However, in this case, you can move your towers around. Like usually tower defense, you place a tower, it stays there. You can move.
Yeah.
You can move your characters.
I see.
Also, unlike Arknights, in Arknights, the difference between melee characters and ranged characters is that the melee characters are the ones blocking the enemies from advancing, and ranged characters are usually placed in a place where they cannot block the enemies. They basically just like stand on the side and shoot. In this case, both melee and ranged characters can block enemies.
Okay.
Like you can, in a pinch, you can throw a melee ranged character to block a single enemy. That's totally what you can do. It's very free to play, friendly, and like there's so much storyline, even more so than in Dorica.
More. More.
Yeah.
Story.
Like, let me give you a crash course. There's Path to Nowhere, chapter 13. It's like the biggest chapter, obviously. Just storyline. I'm gonna give you the length of the playlist right now.
Okay.
Of the chapter 13, which is obviously it's the finale, it's the big finale. There's the that's where the most affects things from is wrapped up. It's 7 hours.
7 hours?
It's 7 hours.
I turned that into like my Genshin endurance streams.
Yeah, I would generally recommend to play. Yeah, it's the big finale of season 1.
Big finale of season 1.
It's 7 hours. It's just pure story. 7 hours.
Your story.
Chapter
7 hours.
7 hours.
Is it voiced?
It's fully voiced.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fully voiced. It's fully voiced in English, fully voiced in Japanese, fully voiced in Korean, fully voiced in Chinese.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah. Every chapter of the game is fully voiced. That's why I was saying it would be more appealing to you, because you can play the game easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and just listen to the voices and listen to everything and play on auto and everything. Except the chief. Chief is not voiced.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Because that's you.
Yeah, that's you. There are some voice lines from Chief later, in some specific things that are voiced, but most of the time they're not voiced. Most of the time you just choose which option you want to choose in terms of the dialogue, and it's just not voiced. And but yeah, there's a lot of moments in the story that makes you really feel for the characters, and it made both me and the person who played with me cry. And it's just like
I can see that happening, because a lot of it is like revolved around trauma and like, you know,
mental stuff. Yeah.
Singing. Yeah. They can go pretty deep with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really interesting. Yeah, I have a big ass playlist on my old channel now, and it's just like so many.
Mention the Eve story quest.
Yeah, there's another lady on the wheelchair, which is interesting. She's a cutie. She's called Eve. She's a puppet. She was introduced in a puppet. And in the puppet show, It's basically in a toy factory
And the
kind of
lullaby
event.
song that played at the end.
Thing is, a lot of the events revolving around these events, a lot of the stuff revolving around these events is centered around hope. Like, you cannot escape from cruel reality because there's always hope that it can grow better, right? There's an event in which you had to get people out of their like blissful dreams, for example, where their like the worst part of their life is reverted, or their dreams are accomplished. So you had to like get them out of there, and it was very fucking depressing.
Yeah. Like,
Because you had to convince a little girl that lost her family that this is not her family.
they're not here.
Yeah, they're not there yet.
This is not real.
Yeah, and you have to return to reality. Like this is the type of stuff you deal with it, because it's like,
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh, that's rough.
yeah, that's rough. And then like each of those scenes is made with the beautiful music, beautiful art, and tearful voice acting. Like they're just like, I'm dying, help. Or there's a moment in chapter 2 where you see a little girl who was basically used her entire life by a very cruel person, and now she's like overloading on mania, and then you have a choice. You can tell her the truth that she's too far gone, or you can tell her, or you can lie to her and say that she can be saved.
Oh no.
What do you do in that situation?
Oh no.
And yeah, and
The lullaby is on YouTube as an OST. She then chooses to die essentially in a fire of the toy factory.
Yeah, basically at the end of the story, this is the hope. Since you probably won't be able to experience this event because it's already timed, right? I can basically tell you what happened there to indicate the drama. But at the end of the story, she
Loudly
reveals
crying,
that
face sob.
she, as a girl, she already ventured outside of the factory. She's not as sheltered as she initially thought. She already ventured, and she encountered a slap in the face repeatedly, over and over and over again. So that's why she decided to return back to this comforting fake world, right? And as she realizes that her fake comforting world is hurting other people, what she decides to do is just die. That's basically her choice. She decides to go die.
It's like, I don't want to deal with reality, but don't want my
Yeah, I don't want
fake
people to.
reality
Yeah, I don't.
to be an inconvenience to other people.
Yeah, so
I guess I would just not exist.
Yeah, so I just die. And
Yeah.
and she's basically very everything is destroyed, everything is burned, everything is crushed down. It's just like, it's fine. It's fine. I guess this is fine. Very yeah.
It's the meme.
Yeah.
This is fine.
But like in a very tearful, and at the end of the event,
As you are trying to save her screaming.
Oh.
And wow.
And then you're just like, I guess I will cry.
Yeah, and this is a moment where you just go there like, why? Why?
My feelings.
My feelings.
My feelings.
And there's many of those moments in the game where you just like sit there and try to hold back the tears. And it's just like, yeah, at least for me. Because there is like a lot of the situations where, you can't just not, because of the...
Though you do rescue her at the end from the interrogation of her, which Theo can't see since he doesn't have her, I don't think.
I don't have her yet, yeah. But yeah, there's also really cool arts you get for completing each of the character set. There's character sets, like they're called Librum.
But the best part is the lullaby song plays after the fire ends.
Yeah. And like each of them, there's overall six classes for the characters. They basically separate their abilities and like general stats for the characters. There's the Fury, which are basically kind of a middle point between tanks and damage dealers. Like there's little all-rounders. So basically they're usually melee. So there's like I punch good, I take punch good. Like, but not as good as tank or punch as good as like some more damage dealing people, right? It's got to be a good middle point. Some of the best characters are in the Fury category as well. There is the Endura category, which is I take punch in face and not die.
I take the bonk.
I take the bonk.
And I will live.
I will live.
I am very qualified at taking bonks.
They are usually those who spawn shields, those who spawn like health points, those who spawn like a lot of the additional helping for, and they usually can hold back 2 to 3 units at the same time. Like they hold more units than any other classes in the game. So if you place it in Endura, most likely the enemies will not go past.
Nice.
Fury holds back 1, so yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's the reticle.
Darren punches like a meteor. She is Fury.
Reticles are the people who shoot. They shoot. They pew pew. Yeah, they have guns. They have other ways to utilize guns, and or the distant attacks. They usually place that like on the other side of the field, so they can just snipe things from the distance. That's how they function. They usually either shoot fast or shoot far. Like that's basically how it goes. There's the catalyst, which are the healers. Some are more aggressive healers, others less aggressive healers. Some are consistent healers, passive healers, other active healers with abilities, etc. It doesn't matter. Some are just buffers, like they give buffs to attack, depending on things, right? Others heal depending on how much they damage, like there's stuff. Then there's the Umbra, which are basically rogues. They dash all around the place. They are very much adept at dealing damage up close, but they need someone to be there to block the damage for them because they're pretty squishy.
Yeah, they're like, I can go get and give a good bonk.
Yeah, but you cannot take bonks back.
I'm like, no, only I bonk.
Yeah, only I bonk. Speaking of interesting characters, very interesting characters. There is a character in the Endura. What is the normal one? Emotion, guilty, no happy, normal. Look at her.
Oh, she's so cute.
She is very cute. Let me, I will show the chat the character before we say what her name is. This is Owo.
Owo?
Her name is Owo.
Owo?
Owo.
Owo?
This is literally her name.
Owo?
Official in-game name. Owo.
Owo?
This is. I'm not even joking. This is literally what her character page says.
It's like the Owo face.
Yeah, she's Owo.
That's so cute.
I always show it to everyone. In the series, not Owo.
Owo?
This is her name. This is what I typed. This is her name. This is how it's pronounced. This is how it's typed. This is her name. Owo. It's funny. In this depressing, dark-ass game, you have a character whose name is Owo.
Owo? You gotta get a little bit of comic relief somewhere, right?
Yeah, Owo. It's just so hilarious. The first time I saw it, I was just like, excuse me? Excuse me? There's a little girl with a lion head who dances with a lion head, and she's an Endura, and she's called Owo.
Owo?
Yeah. I like it's kind of a thing for whoever likes it or not likes it, but the models use 3D models for the characters on screen during the gameplay, so you can see a lot of the various specific movements they do. They're not like in Arcanine. In Arcanine, they use live 2D sprites, so they basically just like bonk, very limited movement, right? In 3D, they have like very super rigged move set. They have specific animations for ultimate, specific animations for their passive stuff, specific animations like yeah. And they are rigged to move like that, even though they're like small figures on the screen. And like chess. So you see this little shit over stand in front of the like 4 enemies and just bonk them with her lion head, like bonk.
I feel like me and Owo can be good friends.
She's a bundle of joy. She likes to make movies. She was introduced in the Discars event, where basically you are volunteered yourself as a chief to go help Owo make a movie for the Discard festival, where it's just like all childish and cute and interesting. And this is like that was kind of event. Obviously, it didn't come without its crying moments, I heard, but still.
Yeah.
I feel like this at this point, if this story does not have a sad moment or two, it's not a story from Past and Nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, the name says it. Path to Nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be pretty depressing overall.
Exactly. Though recently there has been an event that has been super highly produced, in that they have a really cool situation. They hired a theater crew, an IRL theater crew, to cosplay as characters and do theater numbers. To put in.
That's fun.
Yeah. And they had actual people, like videos, doing dances and like singing numbers inside the event about the theatre musical.
That's fun.
That's really fun, yeah. They had like super special recorded music, special recorded like voice lines by original voice actors from Chinese, that songs, and there's like special songs made for some small sections of bards. Like there was a character additional that was an A-class sinner, right? The middle rank between B class, the lowest rank, and S class, the highest rank. When you have an event, you always get introduced one S class sinner and one A class sinner. Usually that's how it goes. No, that's normal at least, right? So the A class sinner of that event was a lady with who likes to sing, right? So obviously her segments of the event were her singing. Very uniquely produced little like tunes, little like poem tunes, where she basically foreshadowed the event of the event, basically the stuff that happens in the event. It's not as deep of a story as usual, right? Because it's kind of like open-ended, and it's a performance. It's a flashy, wild performance at the end of the day. It's not meant to be like super serious, right? It even resolves in a way that's like performance ended, you can go home. It's not like a big enemy is defeated. Actually, a chief shows themselves as a big dork at the end because he got wrapped up in the performance. Like, I will save people, and it's like, and then he realizes that he steps out of the ability, right? And he realized that he was standing in the middle of the thing, monologuing to himself.
Like,
let's forget that ever happened. Let's forget that ever happened, please.
You guys saw nothing. I was not here. You said nothing. We'll never talk about this.
Yeah, we'll never talk. Let's never talk about this ever again. Each character, a lot of the characters that do not have presence in the story, for example, they have their own unique storyline to pursue called interrogation. I have seen one stream of the character, an interrogation of seemingly insane character. At the end of the day, I just scroll past it to not spoil myself, obviously. I have seen him just like dodge off screen to cry. They put a lot of shit even into interrogations that make you bawl your eyes out. That's like
sorry, I need to cry for a moment.
This game pushes absolutely no punches. Pulls absolutely no punches. There's obviously moments of levity, obviously moments of cool stuff happening, right? But it's generally very mature story. And mature. Yeah. And I'm excited by how mature this storyline is, and I'm very excited for other people to experience it, if they wish to.
Yeah, I feel like I would like this one a lot.
Yeah. It's a very modern fantasy kind of thing, because obviously there's elements of fantasy.
I'll be here to bury you when you die, Wendy.
And it's just like, And it's a lot of the stuff that is there to. It's not there to be like tragic for the sake of tragic, obviously. It has a point to it. So obviously, it's kind of like the hope against the nightmare situation. Because there's hope at the end of the tunnel. There's hope at the end of where you're going. Even though now it sucks, like big amount, like it sucks really badly. You can still get to a point where it will not suck as much, and that's worth living for.
Yeah, that is true. Because like a lot of the game seems to be very much like trauma distortion. But I'm like, what is good in the world?
yeah, exactly. It's at the end of the day, even if you don't want to stay around until the end of the time, or like you will have people who will want you to stay around until things are not sucking as much. Yeah, you know. That's why Eve's storyline ends with people with her actually surviving this, right? Because she's a sinner. Obviously, she can take more of a punishment, right? Her body changed, she can take more of a punishment, and at the end of the day, the interrogation I heard is about her accepting the fact that there is some hope left, like out there.
Oh,
yeah,
hope out there.
yeah.
It'll be okay.
And a lot of these like events are basically about that. Even like the worst people, there's obviously people who are not misunderstood, poor people, right? You have to deal with those as well. But yeah, some of the S-rank sinners out there are the prime time of tragic irony in terms of how the abilities work. So, for example, there's a guy named Demon, and he's not as demonic as his name is, because he was born in Syndicate, and people in Syndicate have a very vivid imagination and have on giving people names.
There's like, you are a demon.
Yeah, his name is Demon Schneider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just basically, it's not even a nickname; it's an actual name, Demon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what his parents thought about it, but you know.
They're like, I'm not sure about this one. Demon for you. You're a little demon.
You're a little demon. Exactly. And his ability is basically he can amp himself up to a point where he doesn't really die.
Okay.
He's like can take any amount of punishment. He like any.
Like, you can punk me.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll not die. He'll not die. And think about this. He wanted to protect others.
Eve also walks at the end of her interrogation.
He's a good demon.
Yeah. He wants to protect others. However, everyone else dies around him. He's the only one who stays standing.
Oh.
Cruel irony, and it's at his best.
He's a good demon, but.
And like even at the end of his interrogation, I'm not sure if you get him or not. At the end of his interrogation, there is a moment where he's just like, I want to have my last stand and I want to atone for my sins, right? And he protects the chief by standing like a wall against like an army of monsters, like a big army.
Whoa.
Right, and he goes smashes them, and he does not die. Because it's like, I cannot die. I'm so fucking strong and like indestructible. I do not die. Like even if when he tried to, he couldn't.
Look, I really tried here, man.
Yeah, it's like, or the other part where a deathly sick woman, I'm not gonna specify the name of the character, a deathly sick woman wished to live, so she gained the ability to suck living force out of others.
Okay.
And still got lost in the sea, because within this, when you suck the living force out of others, you also suck out their essence. So eventually her body became a big hive mind of screaming, suffering people.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, and her own mind had lost in the torrent of the suffering that basically continued to keeping her alive.
Yikes. Like,
Cruel irony. Cruel irony.
Is it really, really worth it?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of these kind of abilities work the same way. They're very cruel in their implementation and how they function.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I'll give you this little thing,
the Reaper.
but at the same time, you're gonna suffer even more.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And it's just a lot of these situations really are. I didn't, but I did. I was basically told.
Wait, did you do her interrogation?
I didn't, but I was told like the TLDR version. I'm still gonna do it because I don't really know what happens during the interrogation. I just know that her ability is sucking out life force from others, and that she's kind of like a little lost in her mind because of it. I don't know exactly why that whole thing happened, but I do know the implication and usage of her ability. Plus, it's also kind of stated in her profile. So, I still look forward to doing her interrogation because I heard it was a good one. I'm gonna do interrogations myself after we're wrapping up. We're gonna wrap up with the current catch up of the story. That's gonna be doing it. So interrogations are after. Yeah. Unlike the Dorica, there is stamina system. However, it's usually very much enough. Like you get stamina daily that can be expended. You get a lot of stamina early on in the game that you can basically expend on the material farming, right? And on the story catch-up if you want to. Prologue, there's prologue that basically is around 40 minutes long if you play like the way I am playing. And it's just like it's a lot of fun to play this game. Music, I would recommend listening to music
Her
outside
and Wendy
of
were peak interrogations early on.
outside of the context of everything. Just feel free to listen to the music. I'm gonna link you the page of Spotify.
Yes, please. Want to listen to the tunes.
Tunes. Listen to the Path to Nowhere. See?
Thank you.
They set the bar for the good interrogations that left you weeping if you still had a heart.
Especially when I'm like working.
Yeah. They have very different vibes. Very different vibes.
Yeah.
The Nacht, the event. Also, personal story. When I was very burnt out at the start of the year, I took a big ass break between the time I was playing, between streaming. I played the event called Velvety Susurration, basically, for the Path to Nowhere.
If you listen to the tunes, try to spot the Eve lullaby.
And it actually helped me with my burnout because it addresses that. It addresses how much you want to please people and how much you want to let go of what makes yourself you for that to happen, and like what the perfectionism of it all and all the consumerism of stuff through the character's perspective of, and you kind of have to remind the person who's there, why did she start doing what she did? And that makes you think, why did I start doing this?
Right? I love those kind of games that have those like topics where and they're very deep, but you know, at the same time it's like you can apply that to your own life and your own struggles, and sometimes it gives you that little bit of hope too to like deal with your own thing.
Exactly.
Maybe give you some solutions of your own problems, and you're like, okay, like I can work with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's very wonderful to, it was like, okay, this actually helped me get past my burnout. I'm like, okay. Like,
yippee! Let's go! You're like, all right, I'm good now.
Yeah, I was like, I really thought about it, and I realized I was doing things for basically the wrong reasons in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And now I was like, okay, I caught myself doing that. Now let's focus on what makes me happy.
Then you can work on like doing it better for you.
Yeah. But yeah, full story acting. I counted. There's about 20 minutes of story between battles.
And then 11 hugged herself and comforted herself, reminding herself of her hero.
Yeah. It was very interesting because you were in the story in her own world. The character who were like suffering from burnout, she had several versions of herself inside there.
Interesting.
that basically represented different aspects of her personality. So then she hugged herself and comforted herself, reminding herself of her hero.
Aww.
But yeah.
Your own hero.
But yeah, it's just like a lot of these like events, they do dig deep, like outside of the supernatural stuff. Another one from the sweet bubble event, which is the same one where the girl, you needed to remind that her parents are no longer there. There was a guy, a detective, who was so workaholic, right? He was such a workaholic, he drowned his own work, that eventually this strained the relationship between him and his wife. And she was forced to like eventually leave because he was like drinking and like doing everything. Yeah, he was basically like drowning himself and all that, right?
Yeah.
And his dream is where his wife basically remained by his side. And he realized that how much he wants her back only after she left. And I was like, and you have to watch a guy break away from that reality that he finds comforting and good to return back to the world where he probably will never get back to with his wife.
No, you don't know how much something means until you lose it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's like a lot of these kind of moments where it's really complicated, right? Like, is it really worth returning back to reality for this, right? For all of that, after all of that you see, after all of that you experience, is it really worth it, right? A lot of people surprisingly choose that it is worth it, right? That there is some things to be had that are good and interesting and nice, right?
Yeah.
But some people do not choose that, and I can totally see why. I can totally see why.
It's like, okay, you have that
Out of duty.
thing that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But you kind of get stuck too at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
And a love for his real wife.
I have to say, by the way, I just noticed we have kind of similar eyes.
We do. Blue and pink.
Yeah, blue and pink, but I also have yellow
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
My eyes are SMYK, which are the colors of printing books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because she may have been hurt and he had a job to do.
Mostly that
Because he
one.
was fucking Detective Doyle.
Yeah, and it's just like that's why you experience those beautiful moments, even in the story. Note how I didn't say anything about the story for you to experience it yourself, because that is the only thing you will concretely experience yourself. Outside of the events, obviously the events that will coming out soon. But yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Would you play this?
Excited to. I would play this.
Mm-hmm.
This seems really cool.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna hurt, but
it's a good type of hurt.
in a good way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a really good
Yeah,
type
I really
of hurt.
do like deep kind of stories that make you think a lot. Maybe the ones that hurt a bit too, where I'm like, ouch.
It's a good outlet for it, honestly.
Yeah. I'm excited.
One thing I'm surprised by is that even
What are we talking about?
oh, Anthony, we're talking about Path to Nowhere. We're talking about Path to Nowhere, but yeah, even side Jack reminded me of something. Even side characters are voiced.
Nice.
Every single character is voiced in the main storyline. From
Nice.
from simple thugs that have 1-2 lines to main character sinners to other people to like all of them have a character.
Detective Doyle from the
Well, all
Path
of
to
them have a
Nowhere
voice
the
actor.
Dreamy Bubbles event.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's just like you will relax a little bit. You will still be able to read everything you want to read,
Path to Nowhere, nice.
but still, yeah, you will be generally. I would imagine you will be able to go pretty far in terms of storyline, in terms of playing it. You get a lot of currency to roll for, and rolling is very satisfying because there's not much characters, comparatively speaking to a lot of gachas. It's more Genshin in terms of like character amount, Genshin Impact, right? There's gachas that have lots of characters, right? And you constantly get dupes from like lower stats characters, right? there's only 74 characters right now.
Okay.
About 74, yeah. And you get a bunch of them for free. Yeah, and you get a bunch of them for free, and then you get like 2 big pools from the starting banner for in-game stuff, and you get guaranteed 1 S-class. I got 2 S-classes myself, but you get guaranteed S-class.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. And each character from A and from S-class especially gets a special art if you level them up fully to tier 3.
Let's go.
Which is Live
We
2,
love
Live
special
2D.
art. Live 2D art.
Yeah.
Oh, the fancy stuff.
Yeah, every S-class center get a fancy Live 2D art, which is just beautiful. Beautiful.
Nice. Nice.
It's very good though, like it's legitimately very good. A lot of these arts are obviously. Give me a moment. I need to. I sent Leon one. Give me a moment.
Okay.
I sent Leon one of those arts that. Yeah. For example, this is Live 2D, obviously, so she moves. But obviously, the picture does not have her move. This is Cabernet.
Oh. Oh.
Exactly. This is Cabernet. This is Cabernet's Live 2D art that moves, and she like she moves around, obviously. And this chat, this is for you. This is a treat for you.
Show her your cock.
Give me a moment. I will. Don't worry. This is Cabernet.
You unlocked the fancy art.
This is Cabernet.
Very
She is she is something. Also, by the way, Zuni, if you're here, if you're listening in the background, this game has a lot of mummies and onesans. A lot of mummies and onesans. This is one for you.
Just for you, Jay. Just for you.
Just for you, dude. He probably isn't here already, but if he's there listening in the background, I probably gave him a jump scare.
LOL.
More mummies.
But yeah, I would be very honored if you played my favorite Gacha game.
I am already committed to Genshin and Honkai.
He's here. It's not as big of a commitment, Zuni. It's not as big of a commitment. You don't need to play dailies more than half an hour a day, and you can skip all the dailies and do auto battles on dailies. And you spend like 5 minutes on dailies, and you can fuck off, and you get lots of gems to roll gacha with.
Gacha gems.
Yeah, honestly, like legitimately, every point of weekly. Okay, how weeklies and dailies work here is that they work on a battle pass system, right? So you get certain milestones
Books to read.
on, and you get like basically milestones on each. Like you did like 3 daily, and you get 1 milestone.
Things to write.
4 dailies and another milestone. Same thing with the weeklies. Each milestone gives you gems to roll gacha with.
Nice.
So you can effectively assemble from events, from storyline, thousands of gems to use in rolls.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Cock is one of the best sinners, if not the best.
You basically need to use the vibe and slowly play the game, and you slowly accumulate stuff to roll. And you only need, unlike like stuff in Genshin, if I remember correctly, you need 3,000 gems to roll, or something.
You need 160 per roll.
Well, for 10 roll,
So
how much
like
it would be?
1,600 would be 10 gold.
1,600. Okay, okay. Well, you gain them not really quickly though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's you need 1,800 for a stun pull. However, you get daily about 50 to 60 gems
Yeah.
daily, and you get several.
I think Theo has 11,000
Yeah,
cubes.
I was free to play, and I had about 12,000 cubes on ready,
Nice.
so I could pull like and the pity is 70.
Yeah.
So you can basically
Yeah, I mean-
assemble enough money to get a pity in
Yeah.
and just get a character.
So whatever the character you want comes out, you're like, I can calculate how much I need.
Yeah, exactly.
Does like the pity system have like okay, the pity is you get the the super rare or whatever the game has. Does it give you the guaranteed banner one, or is it like the 50-50?
Usually 50-50, but I have never. It's like weirdly skewed towards giving you the character. Like it's very rarely giving you the spook. Very rarely. Because there's higher probability of the character. Like there's higher probability. For example, there is one character for how to say it. The banner character usually has 3%, 3 to 4%. And the other S classes usually has like 2%. So it's statistically more probable for you to get the S class you want, or rather the S class you don't want.
I'm just definitely known to be a very, very unlucky person.
Yeah, 80 to 20, very rare spook.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, you will probably get what character you want. I've seen very
80,
unlucky,
20, very rare spook.
I've seen very unlucky people get like the character they want.
Nice.
This game is like one of the games where my luck shines the most, because I sometimes get characters by just rolling once. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and
I tend to get cock a lot, so much that I have her S4 and another fan has 0.
Yes, I know. Jack mentioned Kokilik. She is one of the best.
He blames me for stealing all the cock.
Supports in the game. She's a catalyst. However, she's a very unique catalyst in that her playstyle revolves around doing damage.
Bonking.
Yeah, she has a flower sword, basically. And she attacks people with her flower swords up close. She's a melee healer. And her ultimate is that she can place a little rose symbol on other characters. And slowly, over time of the match, she places them on all of the characters, right? And the more damage she does, the more people marked with the rose mark, the more they heal. So you often have the numbers at the end of like high level end events. You have damage dealers 700,000, damage dealer 700,000, healer Kokilik million. She's a healer, by the way.
Nice.
Healer, by the way.
Bonking healer, let's go.
Very aggressive berserk healer. She thrives being like in the center of action. Like she thrives being up close and personal with the entire horde of army of enemies.
I can bonk too.
And she heals. She can self heal too. She can place the rose symbol on herself as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's a win.
It's really cool. Some of these are very unique playstyles. Like Eve, for example, she hits on the wheelchair, and she can summon specially made toys. She cannot attack herself. That's the thing. She cannot attack herself. She attacks through the created toys, and she buffs all the summoned things on the field by every other person, be it turrets, be it everything else. But yeah, Kokilik also has one of the interesting designs because
Show her how cock looks.
She embodies the feeling of I don't give a shit. She just felt pretty, and she wanted to go out in her lingerie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she does not give a shit of what others think about her going out in her lingerie.
Okay.
This is cock. Kokilik. Here you go.
I see.
Yeah. As I said.
Another one for Junie. Another one for Junie.
As I said, she has absolutely zero care in the world about what others thinks about her. She has absolutely no desire to cater to anyone. She does whatever she wants.
She's just there to bonk.
Yeah, she's there to vibe. She's one of the strongest sinners in the game thematically. Yeah, the lingerie actually got her banned in China.
That Lingear actually got her banned in China.
Yeah, the fact that she's actually a truly limited sinner in there. Everyone who rolled her, they keep her, but everyone who didn't manage to get her, they will never get her.
Rest in peace.
In China, here you can still get her, obviously. But yeah, it's
It's not like they gave her like a new look or something.
yeah, no.
They just removed
Yeah, just removed her from the banner. She's still in. I'm pretty sure she still appears in the storyline at some point. She's one of the rare event characters that appears in the storyline. She was from an event, but she appeared in the storyline at some point. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I don't know when. I think it's in chapter 13, maybe. That's where she most likely appears. Because I did see the mention of her somewhere discussing Path to Nowhere chapters. Like I know like bits and pieces of who appears, but I don't really know why or in what context. So obviously, I will have to see once I play chapter 13. I look forward to that, and I look forward to you potentially playing it. Actually.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Zdorika. Fortunately, no PC port yet. However, I will give you a program that runs it, so it will function very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah. I will
Unless your
give you a
name is
link.
Final Star,
it runs
then you
well.
are fated to
There is a
never have
weird
the
thing-
cock.
There's a weird thing that happens on that app, and that's occasionally.
She's in chapter 13 indeed.
There's occasionally happens a bug where the sound slows down and the game glitches out. It just whatever that happens, just play a voice line. It will straighten itself out. So usually the game the bug goes away very quickly once you get into the storyline because everything is voiced.
Yeah.
So when voice line plays, it's cool.
It's like, oh wait, I have reset myself.
Yeah, it's cool. The game becomes cool. So, that's basically all I had to say about Path to Nowhere.
Yeah. Learning all the lore.
Yeah.
Because all Final Stars cock are mine.
More games to put on my list.
Yeah. Objectively, though, I think the most easiest to get into as of right now, out of all the 3 games I want to present, is Path to Nowhere because it has full English voice acting. If you want to go with English voice acting, it has full voice acting in general. Like even if you want to just listen to it in Japanese, right? It still has like full voice acting. Okay. The other game, the last game of today. I love how we ended up a game per hour. 1 game per hour.
It works out.
Works out, yeah. Final game for today is Limbus Company. Limbus Company. So, it's also very unique against all other Gacha games, is that your entire roster you get at the start of the game. Yeah.
Also, if you play Path to Nowhere, look up Adele English voice.
Nice. But yeah, the entire roster is 12 sinners. You play as 12 sinners, you get 12 sinners, that is the main characters, that are tied up into Dante, the main character. You get all 12 of those, and you get them in the prologue.
Oh.
There is no other character. There's only 12 characters.
Oh, you just get the characters.
Yeah. The thing you roll for in Limbus Company is alternate versions of said characters.
Oh. I see.
So basically in the...
You get like the base character and you can unlock other... Okay, now, okay.
So yeah, each character is based around a literature piece and the author. So for example, there is a girl named Don Quixote. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a girl named Rodia, which is based off crime and punishment. So basically, a lot of those are based off the literature pieces, like the classical literature pieces.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of their this is also one of the longest storyline because it's very much in progress right now. Chapter 6 just came out, right? But still, each chapter is pretty long by itself, and it's very stylistic, right? Because it's a gacha that is not really a gacha because it's a gacha made by people who don't make gacha, so they have their own spins on a lot of things.
It's sort of set up like a gacha, but
yeah, there's obviously gacha, and you roll alternative versions of the characters.
Yeah, kind of diverts from the classical gacha vibe.
Yeah. It kind of diverts from the classical gacha vibe because it does usually it includes all these people, like the gacha characters are not relevant to the story. Like you see the storyline from the point of view of basic characters, basic versions of the characters. Each chapter so far is outside of the prologue. Obviously, prologue is just prologue where everything gets set up together, and there you go, what we're going to be doing. Yahoo! Right? Each chapter is dedicated to a single sinner out of 12.
Yeah.
So first chapter dedicated to one sinner, second chapter another sinner, third chapter third sinner, fourth chapter, etc., right? Each sinner gets their little spotlight. Obviously, some arcs are not resolved entirely, so probably there will be more chapters dedicated to those sinners. Especially chapter 1, I feel like there's more to be said about that character. Chapter 2 as well, there's more to be said. They are completely voiced in Korean. The game is fully voiced in Korean. Only in Korean. And at the end of each chapter, you get credits that are sung by the voice actor of the character whose chapter it is about.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's just like you hear the voice at the end of the day and they're singing up, and each of them have their own unique vibe when they sing the ending song, obviously. And they are all good singers, goddammit.
They always are.
Such good singers, I swear to God.
Each chapter follows kind of the story
It kind of thematically has to do with the character a lot of the time. It does hints at their backstory. It does basically spell out what their sin was exactly, right? In a lot of ways, and why they are considered sinners, quote unquote. But yeah, the characters themselves, the 12 immortal sinners, are immortal because they are connected to you. You can revert them and revive them. So there's a lot of visual gags that happen early on, especially when they die horribly.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. And death is often used as punishment or something. The thing is, every person who you interact with outside of the sinners, and even sinners themselves, are very secretive. So even you have no idea why you're doing whatever you're doing.
Interesting.
You're slowly unveiling what is happening here, why you are doing whatever you're doing, why do you need to go around these facilities and collect this weird golden thing. You don't know. Nobody explains anything to you. Basically, it's
You're just what am I doing?
yeah. So you experience these stories, you experience these moments, you experience the interesting situations. You dive into big dungeons at the end of each chapter. There's a big dungeon at the end of each chapter. And you experience the stories and stuff. It's really cool. It's just very. One of the Project Moon likes to work with Millie as the music producer. The group Millie. They often have soundtrack from Millie, and they're sung in English because Millie only sings in English, despite being an Asian group, which is interesting. A lot of the songs specifically thematic. The world itself is very interesting because the world itself is centered around the big city. It's another big city, right? It's very similar to Path to Nowhere in that there is a big city and sinners. Other than that, nothing else, right? And the the city is spread into many segments, right? Each of them areas, right? That go from A to Z, like an alphabet area. They basically spiral out from the middle. And each region has its own corporation that basically controls the area. So Z Corp,
Okay.
B Corp, C Corp, and they all have their names that basically attributes, and each of them have a unique technology that made them so dominant, right? That's why they have this some dominance. So some have a technology that can allow to extract luck from people.
Okay.
Yeah, and use it as a resource to gamble or something. Others,
Here's some of that.
yeah, others have the ability to absolute heal, like full on heal anything, no matter what. That's the technology. So are they often fantastical, often really amazing, and really like over the top technology that places them in the controlling position of the wing, right? And each corporation has their own view of the world, obviously. So each section of the city is kind of like its own city, because corporations dictate their own rules. And there's the territory of the corporation and the backside, outside area. The outside area is usually desolate, usually the dregs of society, you know, the usual stuff. And the inside the wing is usually where they have the most control over the area, right? Some corporations die, some corporations rise again. What is known, though, is that Corporation A, B, and C are the most important ones. They basically rule over the entire city with an iron fist.
The big three.
Yeah, the big three. And there also exists a profession in the city called fixers. They're like bodyguards, armies, killers, like everything, basically. There's a little bit of everything. They fix problems. That's why they're called fixers.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and the most important fixers are the colors. The role of a color is basically the blue elder, or like the black something, right? The black mask. That's why when you get a color in your name, you're the coolest dude in the world.
Cool. You've gained a color. Congratulations.
Yeah, basically that's what, when you have a dominant color in your nickname, that is how you're known to the world. That's when you made it. That's when you're a color, quote unquote. You're the strongest person around. Obviously, one of the main features of the cast of the characters is that they all are assholes.
Okay.
Like,
Fun.
yeah, they're not really exactly the innocent people, because obviously sinners, and they are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They claim to be sinners because they did something unforgivable, even for good intentions or not good intentions. They did something bad, right? And that's why they are claimed to be sinners. Some people are guilty about it. Some people are not guilty about it. Like it's you know, the usual. So they are basically working out their prison sentence here, effectively, in this company. And they need to do all the bullshit. Some of them are violent. Some of them are very charismatic. Some of them speak very rarely. Each of them have very distinct personality, though. There's a dude named Marisol. He's French, obviously, because Marisol is like a writer's name too. He's very direct. It's like, please give me an order, right? Like that kind of thing. Very, very dutiful. He won't do anything he's not ordered to do. And then he's very critical, very highly critical of himself and others. So when he is asked of his opinion, he usually goes on a long ass rant with the most stone-faced expression possible about exactly what he thinks about things. But usually he's silent, like he doesn't say anything much. I remember when I played it, people go, "Oh, French jump scare." French jump scare. Don Quixote is a knight. She's a fangirl of all fixers around. And she's all about justice, heroism, justice, you know? And that often comes to bite her in the ass, because she will rush into the most dangerous things possible if she considers that something is amiss, and she must intervene, and she gets the entire crew in trouble because of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sounds like me, though.
Yeah, and she is often very violent about it as well. Like, I'm gonna go bonk these evildoers, evil doing.
Sounds like me too.
Yeah. And like very reckless. I like Gacha version.
I'm like, retribution.
Retribution, let's go. Yeah. Obviously, she considers fixers to be heroes, like the big heroes that basically save the day, even though they're basically just workers doing shit for money, right? She has deluded herself into thinking that they're heroes.
Okay, yeah.
And everything is just like that's how it works. That's what she is. A lot of other characters obviously have their own features, and it's kind of like a mix of depression and funny. Like I've laughed so hard on some points because the characters are such a group of dumbasses. Like there's
I love a group of idiots.
yeah, they're a group of idiots, and they know they're idiots. It's just like
My favorite character trait.
yeah, and it's like they often get into trouble that could be easily avoidable if they just didn't do what they did.
They're not idiots.
Yeah, like entire chapter 2, if I remember correctly, it was basically a clusterfuck that could have been easily avoided if they just followed the plan, which they didn't.
Like, hey, you guys, just stay on track. Like you have one job.
Yeah, you have one job. This is basically what other people around them think about them. You had one job.
You had one job.
Yeah, and there is a consistent state of facepalmism about every NPC that interacts with you, with your characters. Like even you yourself, as like Dante, you have a clock instead of a head.
Yeah. Okay. So you are the clock man.
You are the clock man, yeah, from the Limbus company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, and you are the clockman, and you are a dumbass too, and nobody can understand you outside of the Sinners because you are a clockman that has no mouth.
I'm a clock man. I'm a mouth.
Yeah, you tick.
I'm a clock.
Dante's voice acting is aggressive ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, basically aggressive ticking. Every time he speaks, aggressive ticking. It's funny. It's really funny. Like you understand what he says because he has subtitles, but nobody else outside of the Sinners do.
Oh man.
It's funny.
Who's this clock man? He's
Yeah,
kicking me.
yeah. It's just like you have the characters. You have a character who's like, I forgot I can't understand you. I'll just pretend you're listening to me.
That's funny.
And like there is a few funny moments, but like interconnected with a lot of the trauma and tragedy related to a lot of the pasts from the Sinners themselves. Often you can see the hints of the backstory during the chapter itself, and like big flashbacks during the dungeon at the end, right? How I would recommend playing it if you do end up playing it on stream. I would recommend playing chapter or like half of the chapter, right? And then playing another half of the chapter, then stopping in front of the dungeon because the dungeon is usually very long.
Okay.
And then doing a dungeon that's separately on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically how I would recommend doing it. Yeah. You'll see what I mean dungeons because they are signified as dungeons, right? So far there's, if I remember correctly, there's chapter 1, there's prologue, which is the shortest one. There's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, 3.5, which is a short middle point between 3 and 4. It's kind of like a little detour that sets up the chapter 4, right? And then there's chapter 4.5 between 4 and 5, obviously, that sets up chapter 5. I'm not sure if there's chapter 5.5. Maybe it is. I'm pretty sure there is, yeah. And then it goes into chapter 6 that came out just recently. They update usually very rarely, even like their season pass thing. It runs like for several months, so you can easily like max it out by the time it finishes, right? You constantly get money for maintenance and shit, so you can easily spend them on gacha if you want. Again, you don't you. Someone told me that you can technically pass the entire game so far with basic identities if you really want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't have to.
As they say, prevention is better than cures, so why not prevent damage by murdering everybody?
Exactly.
You will.
Exactly, Nora.
You will, gotcha.
Well, yeah, you will Gacha because obviously they look really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have their own little episodes once they max out the
Oh, skit delay.
the old skid. Yeah, there is a decent delay right now. It's fine. It's usually there's always a YouTube delay. It's not. I'm not even like whatever. Plus, I kind of forgot to set it to ultra low delay, so that's my bad.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes. It gives me the time to chat with you before the delay kicks in and the TTS chat decides to pipe up. My little goober on my shoulder decides to jump up and say something in my ear from the chat. Yeah. But yeah, it's I can't really speak much about like the game unless I want to spoil things, which I don't want to spoil things because I'm assuming you will be playing at least one of those games, right? And it's currently very much in development in terms of like storyline. There is only 6 chapters so far. It's one of the youngest I played right now, and one of the quickest I caught up with in terms of like story arc, story plot. Though still, it takes a while, and some of it is pretty depressing. There is a theme to it. I like games that are pretty depressing.
Yeah. It seems so far.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, would you play the game?
I would.
Yeah.
I feel like this one is fun too.
Yeah.
I like the concept of this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I also like kind of depressing games, don't I lie?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are basically 3 games that are 2 of them are available on the program that I'm using to play. It's called LD Player, basically where you download the games there and you play the games there, right?
I see.
And the third one is available on Steam right now. You can type in Libos Companies right there.
Yay! Thank you, Steam.
It's right there. I'm pretty sure they decided to do that because all of their games on Steam, the Lobotomy Corporation and the Library of Ruin has all of it on Steam, so they basically decided, why not?
Yeah. And, I think it's easier for a lot of people to play when it's also on
Yeah. Unless it's unlike the mobile. Actually, let me link you the LD Player before I forgot.
It allows people to stream your games.
Yeah.
So if it's only on the phone, you have to do the whole thing, get it on the screen.
There you go. This is what I usually use for this.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, this one.
I'll have to see if it
Yeah.
works for me because I have an iPhone.
Oh no, it's a PC thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a PC thing. Don't worry. You just download it on PC and you can run games through it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as resource intensive as it might seem. It's not really. It works perfectly.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll check it out.
yeah. You gotta check it out. It allows to play games on PC and it catches very well on OBS as well. So yeah, it should have no problem.
Nice.
It should have no problem.
Games.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you not play games on your phone? I do.
I really don't.
I don't play games on my phone. I play games on my PC that I usually used to play on my phone.
That's just so valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone has not a lot of storage, so it's basically full. Yeah.
It's a thing.
So I don't actually play games on my phone.
Yeah, I play mobile games on my PC. That's how it is. I play PC games of the mobile games, and I play mobile games on the phone that do not have a PC version, and I play them through LD Player.
Like, you can't stop me.
You cannot stop me.
I'll still play them on the PC.
Yeah, it works well. You can you don't really need to there are games that you play that require like touch precise controls. Storica, Path to Nowhere, and Limbo. Storica and Path to Nowhere is not really exactly that. Sure, you will need to like move your characters like around a lot, right? But you can use mouse for it. Like, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy enough to do that. Like, it's not a problem. All three of the games have really good music in their own right. Obviously, each have their own unique vibe of the music. But Limbos has a lot of voice tracks, a lot of very unique tracks produced by specific musical artists they hire for it. Path to Nowhere produces their own music, as I already showed you. You probably peeked into the Spotify file, and there's a lot of people there, a lot of music there. There is a lot of music there.
Yep, a lot of stuff.
A lot of music. So that's
a lot of goods.
Yeah, a lot of music. And well, basically speaking, it is music is part of the reason why I enjoy it so much, to be fair. That's why.
Some good music can make a big difference.
Yeah, good music can make a very big difference, which is why.
Helps you get really immersed in the game too.
Yeah.
It's like, this is nice.
This is very nice, exactly. And I get immersed really quickly into these kind of things because, well, I like it. I like listening to music on my own. A lot of the music from this game I listened on in my pastime as well. Like, just when when I feel a certain way, I want to listen to the music. I want to listen to sad music. I want to listen to like some thoughtful music. I still listen to the music specifically of Velvety Susurration because it's very magical. It's very it has that vibe of an old movie that you watch on a tape that is all scuffy and has that little white noise effect in the background. If you listen to one of the songs, it has like one of those vibes. Very cyberpunky, very much that kind of thing. Yeah, it's very cool. Like, I really enjoy listening to this specific soundtrack. If you want a really fun song, Insatiable Fiesta, King of the Party. Listen to it.
Okay.
It's a really fun. It's just like, ooh, it's like when you want to dance. It's called the King of the Party after all, so.
King of the party.
Is the king of the party. Is the king of the party. Yeah, it's like really cool vibe. What do you think so far of each game? Let's like draw a conclusion.
Okay. The first one. I like the concept of like. I really like the art style. It has pretty art. They all have pretty art. I like the fact that it has a lot of like separated stories. It's really cool, and the fantasy kind of vibe, but the unique characters and stuff. I'm very interested to learn about them a lot.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot about that one. Has a big appeal. Fun colors.
Yeah.
The second game,
It's a bit difficult to hear Ayla.
Also, the characters are very appealing. The ones that I've seen. The art's also very appealing. I love me some pretty art. I don't know. I judge a lot of things just by the way how it looks for me.
Same.
Like I need something to look very appealing because I am an artist, so like I always like to look at art. So when they give me some good ass art, I'm like, yes, I will like this. But yeah, I like the story concept of this a lot too. I can like visualize it from the description pretty well. So it definitely makes me very, very interested in learning more about each of their personal like traumas and things like that. So yeah, I like that a lot. And yeah, the last one is also kind of interesting as well. Kind of interesting. I'm very curious about Clockman.
Clockman is interesting.
Mr. Clockman. Yes, Mr. Clockman, and I want to see him in action. Yeah, and I like the concept that you basically just get all the characters. You're just gachaing for other forms of them, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the alternate skins basically that have their own unique movesets basically.
Yeah. So yeah. Each of them seem like they'd be my vibe, so I'm very curious.
Yeah, Limbus Company, each of them have their own like unique design because there's only 12 characters that are developed within the gacha and are consistent outside of like certain NPCs that follow you around.
Yeah, which does make it probably like you will get to know these 12 characters a lot, so they probably have a lot of like character building for these characters rather than like one of those games that has, you know, the 100+ characters, and yeah, you'll get in depth in like a few of them, but some of them they might just kind of appear sometimes and then they leave and you won't really know much about them unless you do like their specific quests and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically how it goes. Yeah. There's another gacha game in play that supports a lot of the stuff because how it does things, right, is that it does the mainline story, which is like 11 episodes right now of the mainline story. It's like 2 seasons. It's the 3rd season starting right now, so 5 episodes per season, right? But to explore the world around them and other characters and characters who are not given the spotlight, they introduced a system called the side stream. And that system is basically episodes that have no involvement with main cast, that flesh out the events and characters and storylines that are not directly affiliated with the main story, but are still happening in the world.
I see.
So, for example, there is episode 1, and episode 1 has tie-in a flashback and a different kind of storyline that happening in the background. Or there is a character group that consists of a little girl named Orca, well, not little girl, like teenager named Orca, and 2 mercenaries that take care of her. How exactly did that group formed? What happened with them so they bonded? What happened there? There is an episode that explores that. That is directly tied to the main story, right? And all of that fleshes out all these characters and fleshes out their motivation and fleshes out these kind of, but it's still events that happen in the world. It's not personal story you need those characters for in order to get. You just play through those storylines, which is why it takes a long time for me to catch up on that story because there's many side plots, many side plots.
I get that. I'm like. I realized as Junie and I went through like all of the Genshin characters for like a Genshin tier list, and we were talking about each of these characters, and I'm like, I try and explain some of the characters to Junie because he hadn't played yet. I'm like, I actually know not that much about a lot of these characters. Like, I only know a lot about the few characters that I really enjoy and focus on. But like, there's so much story. There's so much story I'm still missing.
Yeah.
There's too much.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. In Genshin, you often miss a lot of the stuff, right, from what I heard. A lot of the stuff that are like timed events, a lot of the stuff that you don't really just get to experience at all.
Yeah, and they also just have so many like, you know, side stories that you can. They're not like necessarily relevant to the main storyline, but you can play them still, and I haven't done many of them.
Same thing happened with Counterside, just that in terms of like you can choose which order to play them. You can just pick, and you get the rewards for playing them, obviously. And in terms of Paths to Nowhere, actually they do a very smart thing, is that they often leave big main storyline characters, right, chapters. They leave a lot of unanswered questions there. A few unanswered questions that are specifically related to certain characters that were prevalent in this, like Sinners, and they basically answer those questions in their personal interrogation.
So it makes you want to play those.
Yeah, you want to play those because they basically put a big bow on those events that happen, or like you want to pull finishing a certain chapter makes you really want to pull a character, for example. Because you gained a lot of respect for them somehow, or you just really love the way their story is, or you really want to get their story to a conclusion. It's just like a lot of the stuff is present there. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah, they find the ways to like make you interested in these characters.
Yeah, obviously some characters don't have anything to do with the storyline, and they have their own like basically wrapped up interrogations, how they got into the custody and what's their main point of why they got into the custody, right? Or event characters often, event S-class character often serves as the way to epilogue the story of the event itself. So it's usually recommended to play the event in order to finish the interrogation, because you'll understand why what is happening, right? But yeah, that's basically how it is, and I really enjoy that structure. It allows you to catch some storyline that you have not found. Like if you've played the event, right? There's still some things that are not clearly caught. Like the way the event structures is often you encounter the sinner, the S class, you encounter the A rank, right? And both S class and A rank, they often, at least, no, A rank usually gets into your custody. However, the S rank usually somehow slips away at the end of the event. That's the main thing, and that's how you, because all of the gacha is like themed as you catching them, detaining them. Like that's feature. Your RS team goes out and detains new sinners, and you like bring them in and you interrogate them. Yeah, acquire them. So at the end of the events, all of the big S class sinners usually somehow avoid being captured. For one reason or another, like either they escape or you just have no forces to deal with them right now, right? How it was in the last event, where it was with Lady Fortuna, the owner of the theater. It's like, I have no really ability to deal with her right now, so I will leave, but I will return later, right? Once I have the resources to deal with her. That's basically how it works.
Interesting.
Yeah. A lot of it is really, really cool, and I really look forward to seeing you play it if you do end up playing it.
Yeah, I will let you know when I end up playing them.
Yeah, I will be there. And I will watch them, because I want to see your reaction. I'm like that person who played through a lot of the storylines, and I want to see your reaction for it.
Yeah, it's always fun watching other people play games that you really enjoyed. And you're like, see their reactions to the things that you were very excited about. You're like, yeah.
Am I interesting in terms of how I describe things? Because my voice is dead.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty interested in these games.
Yeah. I managed to sell them at the cost of my voice.
Yeah. That's how it goes. That means you did a good job.
Yeah. I'm glad, guys. If anyone watches this later, please tell me in the comments if you are sold on these games, because I'd like to be sell this game so people can eventually sponsor me. No, please sponsor me.
Hey, hello, sponsorship.
Sponsorship, yeah. Partenover, Storica, Rare Arc, Storica, please. Limbus Company, please.
I will promote your game.
I will promote the game.
Please.
I made this cool streamer play game, please.
please.
Oh, right. Speaking of a little bit of a promo on my side, just a little bit of thing to wrap things up. Debut from Laika later today. Please watch.
Yeah.
Laika will be debuting. Please watch. I would like you to go watch, please. My kohai, my ferret kohai, my fur noodle, my fur noodle kohai.
All the little guys.
Yeah, little fur
Very
noodle.
exciting.
The meme lord fur noodle. She's gonna be debuting later today.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Yeah. This is the fur noodle, little fur noodle. She's a new one.
https://www.youtube.com/like
as the other people in the gen. As you can see, the Iris specifically already has 2,500 subscribers. Others have a little. Others have went a little ahead than little Laika, so I'd like to support her as much as I can right now for her debut, and hopefully people will come in and support her and watch her stuff. It will be later in. Actually, let me check how much time. It will be in about 4 hours.
Okay.
Cute.
Yeah, the little fur noodle is gonna debut in about 4 hours. Yeah.
I'll do my best to be there.
Yeah, please be there or be square.
I don't want to be a square.
Don't be square, be there.
Yeah, be there, guys.
Be there, or I will personally turn you into a square.
Oh no! Oh no!
Just imagine next stream you commission like a picture PNG of yourself in a square. Like a squared Isla with ears.
Last week I became a 1D VTuber where I was just a line.
I did hold my. And there's like a little sign on your chest, a little square chest, of like I didn't hold my promises.
I am a square now.
I'm a square now.
Sorry, chat.
Yeah. Isla squared.
I squared.
Isla squared, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that should do it for today.
Yeah,
Long.
thank you so much for having me and teaching me about these fun
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
I'm very excited to learn more about them.
Yeah. I please do link me the chat, the video when you play them, so I can be there. Absolutely, please do.
Will do.
I want to drag you and Zuni into a collab as well. I want to play some co-op game with you. Maybe Helldive. Let's Helldive maybe.
I've never played that before.
You will. you will for democracy. You will for democracy. Spreading democracy. But yeah, we can play whatever.
I have no choice.
Whatever. Later, we can play with something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It'll be fun sometime.
Yeah, I chatted with both of you, so now we should play game.
It's time to game now.
Yeah, it's time to game now.
Pew pew pew.
Pew pew pew. Okay, obviously. We'll see whatever when that happens. But anyone who watches this VOD later and watches everything, it's not. Don't worry, it's not FPS.
I don't think you know what you're asking us to do with FPSs.
Both junior nights.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've
It's
never
fine.
streamed an FPS game before.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The tactic of spray and pray is perfectly valid in this game.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
That'd be me though. I'd be like.
Yeah, there's heavy machine guns. There's heavy machine guns that you just shoot and everything dies. Because more often than not, when you encounter the enemies on the bug sides, there's two factions right now. There's bugs and robots. When you play against bugs, there's more bugs on the screen than you can miss.
Okay.
So you don't really miss.
You'll hit something.
Yeah, if you shoot forward, you'll eventually hit something.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, it's fine. Accuracy is not an important factor. Accuracy is not an important factor. Don't worry about it. We'll see. We'll see though. We'll see. Maybe we'll play some content warning or something like that. That's actually something. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I also have not really that good aim, and I still hit things. So yeah.
I believe in your journey.
Oh, trust me, I will miss.
I believe in you,
Your
Ginny.
ability to miss.
Yeah. I trust in your ability to miss correctly.
Not a shooter guy either, but Helldivers is fun.
Not a shooter guy either, but Helldivers is fun. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I have to look into the game. I don't think I've ever seen
Helldivers
gameplay
2.
of
Look it up.
before.
It's one of the best games right now on the market because it's live servers that actually respects your time. Gasp.
Okay.
Gasp. Live service that actually gives a shit. But yeah. Any last words?
Thank you so much for having me. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, for anyone who drops by at the end here or anyone who watches later, this is Isla. Go watch Isla, please.
Hello.
Isla is in description. Please watch. Give her a watch. She's cool. She plays a lot of good stuff.
If you guys like gachas, I'm playing Genshin again tomorrow.
Yeah, gacha games, and also draws, and also chats, and is a goofy goober.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is also Zuni, Juni, Zumi,
Zujuni.
Zuni. He's also in the chat. Please check him out as well. He's cool. He just works here.
He just works here. That's Junie.
Yeah, he just works here. And he.
You guys should check out his ASMR video.
Yeah, absolutely. But I myself am Theodore Locus, the Observer, Gen 0 of Zenith V. Please subscribe to me because I need to get back to where I was in 700 subscribers because right now I'm like 50 because I need to restart my channel effectively. I'm crying, please, pain. I want to get to a point where I can be monetized and be a cool boy and be big cool boy just like everyone else. Please subscribe, like and subscribe.
You got there.
I'll get
got
there.
this.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight.
I'll fight you too. Square up.
I'm gonna fight Ayla.
Square up. Oh my god. Yeah, don't worry. If Ayla doesn't come to like a stream debut, she will be
you
squared.
got this, Theo.
I will be a square.
Yeah, you'll be a square. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you for anyone who stops by, anyone who decided to vibe. I will see you actually tomorrow. I don't exactly remember what I'm going to do. I'm going to doing tomorrow, but I'm doing something tomorrow. You ever had that? You ever had that
We
moment?
believe in you.
What is my schedule again?
You ever
What
had
am I
that
doing?
time? Yeah.
All the time. All the time. Almost every stream.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what are we doing the rest of the week?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing Grand Blue Fantasy Ruling tomorrow actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing some Grand Blue again.
Grand Blue.
Grand Blue. I am very happy about Grand Blue. But yeah, I'm gonna go
Nice.
drink something and eat something and die.
Yay!
I'll see you guys around. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.